Guys, can you hear me now? Can you able to hear me now? Yes. Yeah. Please give me a sec, guys. Firstly, let me tell you something, guys. It would be a bit easy for us to go on meeting with, very efficiently. So first of all, please do not annotate. I can't cancel any annotation, so please do not annotate in the meeting. The very first thing. The second thing is it will be a bit hard to handle if I unmute all of you, because unmuting is something all of you is by default, by accidentally, if you unmute yourself, it will be a bit hard to handle. You might be not knowing. You have to concentrate on unmuting people or muting like that. So please share your audios in chat. I'll just keep on looking your chat. No issues. Any doubts, you can put it in chat. Happy to help anytime. Uh, no Rohit, no permissions given for recording, and no permissions given for muting yourself. Please consider for today. Okay. So please consider, since I can't able to unmute all of you. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's get started, all of you. So yeah. So I welcome you all for this workshop on big data, which is I have planned for today and tomorrow. So today is going to be completely a complete overview on big data. We're going to start a hands-on session also today, and tomorrow you're going to experience Spark Streaming till beta so advanced. Not so deeper I can go, because there's a so high, very high concepts and very demandful concepts and high on-demand uh, tools currently in big data. So you might be knowing about all this big data part, right? So guys, I'll do something now. At least I'll unmute all of you. Please take care of your surroundings. If I found that I'm just facing interruptions, I may mute you all at any time, and that can't prevent the privilege. Please consider that. Okay. So I'm just providing a privilege to unmute yourself. So, but please mute. But in case if I found any interruptions, I may mute again, all of you. But the unmuting part can be recorded any time to all of you. Okay. You can respond back to me. You can unmute for the questions which I can ask. You can respond back to me. Please don't test, guys. You have a private unmute. Okay. So you can unmute and respond to me. To make that this at least session, we can able to make it a bit interactive, right? So yeah. So how many of you, first of all, what? Okay. First of all, can anyone tell me how many of you are aware of big data? How many of you are not aware of big data? Who is something very new to big data? You can post it in chat. It's not necessary. I'll ask you when to unmute and you can able to talk in audio. So please post it in your chat. How many of you in this who connected today are very new to big data? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So actually, this encourages me to take the session so good. So this is Aditya. You can call me Aditya. Okay. So I've just since we do have uh, uh, since we do have something. This is especially for the beginners who completely no idea of big data, but big data is something which is whooping the market currently. In case of on demand, big data people are highly paid. Big data engineers are on demand, and also they can easily switch the companies in a shorter period of time with high packages and very good overseas opportunities, etc. Everything will be started today. What we're gonna discuss, okay? Entirely what we're gonna discuss. Agenda for both the days. But I request you all of you to clarify any doubts at any time. No issues. Don't hesitate to go beyond without skipping the session. Please clarify everything in this session. Everything will be clarified to you. So please make it interactive, and also please don't leave the session in between. Those who leave the sessions, the recordings will not be provided for the people who leave the session. So you can just uh, you can just listen the session, because I know it's 3 hours. We're gonna have a break also. So I suggest you all of you to be interactive. Somehow keep it learning. Keep a book and a pen next to you. We'll be covering very deeper in big data. Okay. So going forward, what are the 2 days workshop? What is the agenda of 2 day workshop? Okay. First, next slide, we're gonna start what is careers in big data introduction, then later on data evolution, cluster explanation, simple architecture of big data, SDFS, Linux, SDFS command, Scoop, Hive, Spark streaming, as well as Azure Cloud. That's what we're gonna discuss. And both the days, both the today and tomorrow. Because if you're attending today, if you don't attend tomorrow, there won't be any meaning. If you are directly attending tomorrow, there will be completely no meaning. So please try to grab this chance to know about big data a lot, because this is something especially for beginners who don't know what is data at all, completely from non-IT. Few of the people who connected today are completely from non-IT. I know that. Guys, you can able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Thank you. Yeah. So coming to careers in big data, okay. How it got evaluated, how we have been talking about big data, why people are starting talking about a lot on big data. What is this so-called Spark? What is this Azure Cloud? What is this AWS? What is Amazon Web Services? There's such a kind of so much of confusion. What is data science? Again, which is again, what is actually data science? It is enabled for everyone. Okay. So how the careers in big data has been since few days, how it has been moved. Why big data is high on demand. So say for example, once upon a time we do have a different kind of data engineers. We do have an SQL developers. Then the ETL came into picture, which we started talking about. ETL is a very good technology, and all of them. Say for example, we do have so many SQL developers once upon a time, right? So yes, it's a kind of, please don't concentrate on chat, just concentrate on my audio. Okay, if any, I'll be taking care of in case of any issues. Please, you don't concentrate on chat. So we have been having an SQL developer since many years. So because as far as we concerned, people are talking about SQL, saving the data in SQL and handling the data in SQL developers. Such a kind of please check audios from your end. So we do have the data storage in SQL. Okay, so such a kind of SQL developers used to have. You used to talk about the data engineers. Then data engineers slowly shifted into ETL part, extraction, transform, and load. We have so many ETL developers, especially in case of Informatica, data stage. We do have so many such kind of developers, and also ETL is someone which moved to market about around 10 to 12 years ago. If you're an ETL developer, you're again the same market which you have in big data currently. Used to have. We used to have too many people. Everyone can able to see my screen, careers and big data slide.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was used to be like that, and then later on, slowly big data has came into market. Slowly big data has came into market. So slowly all the ETL part has been slowly migrated to Hadoop. because the same operations which we do, extraction, transform, and load, Hadoop is something, Hadoop framework and big data. Even big data is something which we call informatica and data stage also. Data handling, big data is just a kind of a technology in which all the, even SQL will come under big data, but Hadoop is a framework which highly supports big data. So that's why we just having a confusion, what is big data and what is Hadoop. Hadoop is a framework, big data is a technology. So even in fact, if I'm having a framework which can able to withstand large set of data set, large set of data processing, okay, which means if that is mean we have a large set of data sets, if you're handling informatica also, that comes under big data, but we don't call it as a big data actually, data or data engineers, but actually a framework or a tool which accesses a large set of data sets, we call it as big data. Even all the DB processing or data processing tools comes under big data, but Hadoop is a framework. Say for example, Java is a framework, everything is a framework. Java is a framework, Scala is a framework, right? Hadoop is a framework which is designed to support big data. Clear? So that in as far as Hadoop is concerned, Hadoop is highly on again. Hadoop, who knows Hadoop is something because still we get in nowadays big data developers. At the down you see frameworks in Hadoop, HDFS, Hive, Scoop, Spark. Again, it will end up like that, right? So, am I clear so far, all of you? Can anyone reply that? Yeah, sure. So that's how we have been experiencing the big data world, and slowly in this entire market, we got something known as big data develop, which the big data started its count from year of 2011 and 2012 a lot. Even though big data was found, the Hadoop framework was designed in the year of 2003. 16 years ago, Hadoop framework was designed, but slowly it took time to get into a good high reputation in the world. However, in 2011, 2012, if you know big data, then you're a master. You're like you know everything, and you can able to travel anywhere in the world. Even you do have a very good overseas market. So that's how the careers in big data has developed. And down the line, after after at least till 10 years, okay, because big data is becoming, Hadoop is becoming a superpower day by day. Many production supports and many production environments consist of Hadoop frameworks currently. And going forward, because Hadoop is not the same when it came in the year of 2003, it's not the same in the year of 2010, it's not the same in the year of 2019. So many developments happen, so many enhancements happen. Hadoop is becoming a lot of superpower currently. You can ask me, I'm in the data world. Say, for example, what is this data analytics mean? What is this data science mean? Why people talking about machine learning? Where deep learning came into picture? Why artificial intelligence came into picture? Such kind of questions are rolling around us, right? So in case of this big data, this comes under data engineering, that comes under data science. Data engineering is different, science is different, but both are coupled. Both are different, but both are coupled to each other. In my case, many data engineers work. In my case, I'm a data engineer. I'm almost having a big data experience of 4.5 now. So 4.5 to close to 5. So in my case, I have 3 projects which I handled. Also includes data science. We have a coupling. We do have to create a machine learning models and send my data towards it. So it's a big story again. But in case of as far as big data is concerned, down the line after 7 to 10 years, you have a very good careers, and you can see people are migrating towards a lot of big data, and day by day people are increasing in big data. So that's how the competition is increasing. Any person in this world, any person, even from non-IT people, because I train many non-IT people also who are already placed in many MNCs. Chennai in FIS Global, Cognizant, and recently made Wipro also. Many non-IT people, not from IT. Anyone in this world can come into big data. That's the reason. If say for example, you know Java, people from manual testing they go with Selenium. People from Unix they with production support or the support engineers and DevOps. So currently, even testers, support teams, Java developers, everyone is trying to big data. Everyone have become a big data engineers, big data developers. So that's a market currently. We'll discuss further more going forward. Yeah. First of all, let me start a kind of a big data introduction. Okay. What is big data? What is actually a big data? Coming to the point of big data, what is actually a big data mean? Guys, I'm going from the scratch, very scratch. Okay, so please post any doubts in case of any issues. What is actually a big data? Why analytics is on? People always talk about analytics in the world. Why CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, or Google CEO of Sundar Pichai always talk about analytics? What is the power of analytics? Why analytics is always if you are on analytics, you will be in a safer zone. People used to say, don't be insecure. If you're in analytics zone, you're in very secure zone. Your job will not be, you'll find a job anywhere if you're analytics field. What is that? Why analytics is always a kind of on-demand tool? Why that word is always kind of very popular? Why analytics? Any idea, anyone? You can unmute yourself, but no chorus. You can answer if you want.
It gives a structured solution with the data that you have.
Structured solution data we do have. Okay. Okay. Why analytics? What is the use of analytics?
Business improvement.
Business improvement. Okay. Unless until there is a high demand on analytics, why Amazon companies, something known as Amazon or Facebook, work separately in analytics team? Separate analytics team. Why?
To know that particular the product or something, so positive or negative, that purpose. So to improve, that's also the business growth only. Final result.
To sell products to users based on the kind of things that they view.
Yes, partially. Yeah. In a high level, if I say, I can understand, kind of bit. I'll give the solution for step one. Okay. But from step one, from the scratch. Okay. Why analytics is highly on demand is. Okay. Say for example, okay, Amazon. Amazon is someone. Can anyone tell me now? It's a right question. It's a right question. Okay. It's a right way. Have anyone experienced? You have just saw one of the products in Snapdeal or Flipkart. Okay, you saw one of the you have one of the products, and say for example you saw one of the shirts, okay, in Flipkart, and coming out of that Flipkart, if you go in some other applications, Facebook or any gaming app like Mini Militia or any of them, you can able to see that only particular product as a product which is keep on displaying in front of you. Have anyone experienced the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if another person is doing the same, if another person is doing some other product, he'll get that product. How come this? Okay, how come they came to know? Say, for example, my name is Aditya. Okay, how they came to know? Aditya has looked at this product. How come?
Based upon cookies.
Cookies is different. Why they are doing? The question is, I'm not asking how they are doing. I'm asking why they are doing. Number one. Number two is, put it this way: any Airtel, okay, Airtel or Vodafone, they simply put. Please mute yourself, guys. In case of Airtel or Vodafone, people say only for you. You'll get a message as this offer is only for you, right? This only for you. How come they came to know the product? How come they know?
See, okay. based on the customers' history, whatever the pages they have browsed, whatever the items they have shown interest. So based on the history, they get into the details and then get inside the data out of it. And then based on that, so people's interest they can find.
Yeah, the question here is, I'm not asking how, I'm asking why. Question is, I'm asking why.
Improve the business.
Same. Down the line, the same, guys. Simple. As someone just put up the word, to increase the business. Simple. If Airtel is trying to put only say for example, myself and few other people, and we do have few other people like Ashok, everyone is there, my teammates. So if around 5 people we have, each 5 people, how the data usage, and how come Airtel is knowing this person, this particular offer suits him better, let's attract him. How come they're doing? How come they're analyzing things? At the back end, what they're thinking of? Just to increase their business. Analysis is something very important. Say, for example, I'll tell you one of the real-time scenario which I worked on, okay, which I'm currently working on. The client which I'm working with is a telecom giant. It's the biggest telecom giant. You know that name, but I don't want to mention it. But he's a very biggest telecom giant. Okay, he provides a broadband to many people in overseas, many overseas. Okay, so what we just develop a product in case of analytics is when a customer care is called, when a customer is calling to a customer care, okay, the customer care, when while lifting the call, when a customer is saying a concern, customer care can able to analyze just in UI. Customer care is not technical guy, but if a customer is saying my net is not working, this particular customer care can able to just analyze looking out to a dashboard. Looking out a dashboard, he can analyze the problem. He just can able to analyze the problem because he can say 10 minutes back how's the data is, 1 hour back how's the data is, how much data was pumped, how much data got consumed to this particular customer. Everything they can able to say to increase their business. If particular telecom giant is showing some delay in assisting the customers, business may be lost. Definitely business may be lost. So analytics is that powerful. Analytics is that powerful, right? In down the line after 5 years, analytics, many companies are coming with new analytics frameworks. Many companies. Analytics is second most developing, area actually, but which is almost like going like in vast. So many frameworks are gonna come. Many frameworks are gonna come from doing analytics just to increase the business. Say for example, if I wanna launch any company, if I'm launching any company to increase my business, I'll just see what business is expecting. Every company will expect to increase their business. Simple. To increase their business, what they need? They just need the analysis, analytics. So just imagine, okay. Now I'll put it into word of big data. Okay. Now I'll put it into word of big data. Anyone who are connecting today, about 90 people, for example, those people who are connected today, have you ever experienced when you log into an Amazon or a Flipkart or any e-commerce? For now, just consider as an e-commerce because that we use in day-to-day life. If you're opening a Flipkart account, how come exactly your account appears? Say for example, myself and Ashok is there. If Ashok is opening his Flipkart account, how he can able to see only his record? Why there's no merge between myself and but that goes under single domain. How come it is going? Okay, it went, no issues. Okay. After that, you are trying to book the orders, and if you see all the order histories, you can able to see when the order which you booked around 7 years or 8 years ago. You can able to see that. How come the data is getting retrieved? Where the data is stored? You're the only customer of Flipkart, or you're the only customer of Amazon? Crores of people, billions of people. Their account details, their order status, their order details, the order deliverables, the return, refund, complaints. Where the data is going, where the data is stored. If you're calling the customer care, how customer care person is saying, hello Aditya, how can he knows my name? Where he is getting that name? You feel that I'm the only person I'm calling, I'm the only person calling him. How come a customer care can able to immediately assist you at the time? Everything comes under data. Data is very huge. Data area is very huge. Since big data is not coming to market, right? So should not have data has gone this big. So, but big data is almost because of this so-called big data, few people are living and few frameworks are going down. Currently, ETL part, not exactly in saturation part, but it may saturate at any time. That's how the market is going. None of them are ready to buy license at all. Buy for license for Informatica data stage. So, okay guys, yeah, I can understand because your chat, you can able to put the chat personally to me because it may interrupt others if you are putting to everyone. Thank you. So that's what the data is. If you see around, we are connected to Zoom. We are connected to Zoom meeting, right? Where the data, how the data is transforming to you. How if I talk, how it is reaching you, from which server it is going. You just feel like you're sitting in front of a classroom, right? How come my voice or the slides, the screen share, how come it is getting displayed to you? think about things. Think about the other things. How the data is. What is the data? What is the importance of data? Any business to develop anything, data is must. Data should be analyzed. Data should go. That's the reason data, anything with respect to data, big data, data science, data engineering, anything you take, any future. Say, for example, people started talking about the future is going to be AI, artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, data science, right? So again, that comes under in a single hub of data. That's the importance of big data. Now we're coming to big data. So if you just look around you, okay? If you just look around you, you bought a laptop in one of the showrooms. That showroom, okay. If in that showroom, okay, how many of you are buying the? How many of you are buying the same? Buying the products? He noted down. How many of you? He'll just give you a bill. How many of you are signing up every day to Flipkart? Right? How many of you signing to Flipkart today? How many of you changing their numbers a day? Phone numbers. How many of you getting a portability? How many of you changing the network? If you see, look around you, everything is data, guys. If you look around you, everything is data. You bought a curtain through, or say for example, you bought something else. You'll have a paper. You have a bill. That is a data. If you see YouTube, the algorithm which they are using, if you see a kind of YouTube in your day-to-day life, say for example, if I'm just watching one of the heroes, my favorite heroes video, okay, you keep on getting the notification of that video. You'll not get any other videos. Most probably, he will get to know about the hero a lot. This hero has done that. He has done that in this meeting. He spoke like that. What algorithm is using? How come they know that you click that video? So experience it. When you're using YouTube, if you're fond of something else, the data which you get is always regarding the same content. How come they came to know? How they came to know? Right? So everything is data. How the data is going, how the data is saved. So ultimately, that's what the big data is. Big data is nothing but large amount of data. But again, two major things which you face, two major issues which you face with handling the data is only two things. Two things. If you're handling data, any data engineers, okay, two things they face a lot. Any idea what are the two things is with respect to data? What are the two things required while I'm handling the data?
Storage and processing.
Yeah, storage. Storage is something very important. Process is second. Okay. So, yeah. Coming to data evolution, I'll just explain about a part of data evolution, how the data got evaluated from once upon a time to today. Okay, how the technology got enabled, how the technology has started between the people. That we'll just talk about it. Let's take a very layman explanation. I'm just very new to technology. I don't know what is happening in data world. I'm just asking you a few questions to talk. You're going to a supermarket. You're just going to a supermarket. They just save all the details in the system. Say for example, you're going for Vijeta, or if you're going for a Heritage, Fresh, or if you're going any more market, anything, right? So supermarkets you go, they just save everything in a system, in a laptop or a desktop system or a PC. They just save it, they just scan it and just give provide all the details to you and give the bill and let it go. Do you think in still 1950s, 1940s, or 1930s, do we think the shops don't exist? Shops do exist. So to make it count, say for example, I'm going to a normal, very, very, very small shop. He'll just in case if you want a bill, he will just note it down somewhere else. Wow, why he noted down is what is at the end of the day, he'll just do an analysis. How much business has been done today? What are the products got sold? Do we think same technology is used in the year of 1950s? Do we have systems that time? Do we have PCs that time? Definitely not. So how the data got evaluated? How we got such a kind of a data? How everything? Why we came across traditional files, DBMS? When RDBMS came into picture, what is data warehousing? What is DFS? What is big data? That we're gonna see it in deeper now. Okay, just imagine if you're going to a supermarket in the year of 1960. Okay, till 1940s or 1950, they used to write it in a say. I'm going today. I bought cookies, and some other person came. He bought some vessels like that in a supermarket. Where he'll just open a system. Once upon a time, we don't have any row column formats. Once upon a time, not even a system. So we need to write it in a paper. Later on in 1960s, we got a traditional files. You know what is this traditional file mean? Notepad. In our system, we do have a notepad, right? People started, when they started using systems, they started writing to a notepad, traditional files, TXT. Okay. Then in 1970s, definitely each year, see every minute, okay, every minute, people start to, the data is keep on increasing in the world every minute, because during our childhood days, we just know about MB. We just know about MB. That's it, 512 MB. We used to talk about KB. Then we started talking about MB. Right now we start about GB. Then we start talking about TB. Then we know about PB also. Then after petabyte, we will be starting about exabyte. Then going forward down the line, after we get older, we'll think about zettabyte, then yottabyte, brontobyte, geobyte. Definitely we'll start to think about it also. So every day, the data is keep on increasing. Similarly, between 1960 and 1970, the data which we got increased. So people will provide the solutions, right? People will start to give the solutions to it. What they have done is, okay, let's start something known as DBMS, which will be easy for us to store the data, do the analysis, and do some kind of calculations also with the data. Because a person have to manually add all the numbers in a paper, in a notepad. They got something known as DBMS. What is actually a DBMS? I'm not asking the full form, database management system, but what I'm asking, my question is, what is actually DBMS according to us?
It stores the data in a tabular format.
In a tabular format.
Can anyone tell me an example for DBMS?
Correct.
Then what is RDBMS then?
It maintains the relation between one table to another table, like by using the join.
Okay, but my question is, someone just told me row and column.
Yes.
What is an actual row and column mean? Do we see row and column as the RDBMS is different? We have schema, we have a DB, but where do you see row and column in real time? Murali and head getting some sounds. Yeah, please check your surroundings, guys. Please, before you unmute, please. Okay, maybe not knowing about it, and where actually I can see row and columns in our day-to-day life. Leave out RDBMS, leave about Oracle, SQL, leave about it. What is actually DBMS? Sorry?
In RDBMS, we can store data in the form of table or a relation.
But my question is, what is DBMS? You know our Excel sheets, right? Guys, Excel, Microsoft Excel, right? That comes under actually DBMS. We store the data in a row and a column fashion. That's actually comes under DBMS. We can do perform. And again, we do have issues with the DBMS. Again, in 1970s, with the requirement which do have, Excel sheet has kind of an Excel sheet. We do have many older kind of. Right now we call it as Excel, but we do have for the row and column wise, which is equivalent to Excel, which we call it as DBMS. That's how it got. That's how it got evaluated. See how the data is getting evaluated after every 10 years. Like Excel sheet is something better than Notepad, right? Fine, we got Excel sheet. We are trying to do something else. Well and good. But there is a chance for us to have a denormalized data, which is nothing but duplicates data is possible. I can't able to merge two Excel sheets that time. Now we got something, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. But imagine just a normal row and a column you have, which consists of duplicates also. Then we can't able to eliminate duplicates, and we can't able to connect two Excel sheets to do an analysis with the versions which they have at that time. Then slowly 1970s data got inserted. As usual, the problem comes, solution will be given. As a problem comes, solution will start. People start giving to the solution. Then RDBMS came into picture. Now relational database management system, right? So, okay, fine. Thanks, Arvind. So RDBMS. So that's a relational database system, which we call it as right now. We call it as SQL, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, Netezza. So that comes under RDBMS states. Clear? So somehow we can able to normalize the data there, remove the duplicates, and we can able to combine 2 columns, 2 tables, and we can able to provide some analysis. So everything is analysis again. See, down the line, everything is analysis, right? Down the line, very good. Everything went well. Okay, I can able to normalize the data well and good. But again, between 1980 to 1990, again the same problem. Data is getting increased. Analysis is getting a problem. If I want to do analysis for less data, I have to scan the entire table. I can't be able to divide according to the categories something. Then something we got something was data warehousing. See, the main problem is we got the data. The data is increasing is the first challenge. Data which is getting increased is the first challenge. The second challenge is we are providing the solutions for it. Each solution which we find is getting faded out in some years because data is increasing. 1990s, we got data warehousing. What is actually data warehousing is each long set of data has been divided into small DBMS. Say for example, if a person is working in Infosys, Infosys consists of IT employees, admins, HRs, security guards, everything. These all comes under the employees of Infosys. If I want to know the entire people of Infosys, I'll go with the master DB. If I want to have analysis only with IT people, I'll go with a small chunk of IT DBMs. If I want to go with separate security guards, do analysis on security guards, I'll just go. But I want to perform analysis on top of everyone, I'll go with the master. I'm just telling in a high level. Okay, so I'll just go like that. Okay, please check your surroundings. I can't concentrate on muting and unmuting people. Please, yeah. So this will be data warehousing. So data warehousing has given a solution. Partially it gave a solution, like it gave very good solution going forward. After in 2000 and 2005 and 2008, data warehousing was also whooping market that time. But again guys, storage, again we given a problem. The two main things while handling the data is the very first thing is, please note it down. The very first thing is storage. Second one is processing. Storage is my first challenge. Processing is my second challenge. Processing the stored data. Two things. I'm telling you again, storage and processing. Any data engineer thinks about only two things. Storage and processing. Right? So, if you come across again the storage, data warehousing has given, again, since the enhancements has been happening, and enhancements are keep on happening for data warehousing and with respect to data, DFS has came into picture. Anyone any idea what is DFS actually?
Yeah, it is related to distributed file system, yes, parallelism.
Awesome. Distributed file system. This is a mother of big data. Distributed file system is a mother of big data. Okay, what is actually a distributed file system?
So distributed file system is something which you can distribute into different systems, and you can grab whatever data based on this system, like a node concept in Informatica. So one node is down, then you are going to another node to pick the data or to run it, like that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Mundri. Thank you. Exactly. What he just mentioned is the same. But just imagine, okay, once upon a time, since we talk about node right now, we talk about distributed right now, since we got used to it, we just grow in front of that, so we know that words. But that time DFS has given a very good solution. Just imagine, you have one laptop. I'm talking very layman status, okay? You have one laptop in front of you, just laptop, take it as a node actually, but take it as a laptop. The laptop is in front of you, okay? So if you have a laptop in front of you, which is actually 1 TB of data. The capacity is 1 TB. Capacity is 1 TB. I mean, say consider you have the hard disk of 1 TB. Okay. So let me put in Paint otherwise. Okay, so you have a laptop of 1 TB. Okay, and you suddenly got a data of 700 GB. Okay, you have 700 GB. Let's consider you have 3 laptops, you have 1 laptop. This again, say for example, this is not exactly 1 TB, but let's say you can put it 1 TB as well for now. Okay, so in this case, is it a good idea for me to, so what the solution they have given is, if I'm saving this entire 700 GB to store into this 1 TB hard disk, or else if I take 3 TB of data separately, say for example, this is 3 TB, this is 3 TB, okay, this is 3 TB. I'm just dumping all the data, into this 3 TB of hard disk. So entire data, okay, entire data, I'm just dumping it to a 3 TB hard disk. Or else, if I have an option, because if this becomes if I push all the 700 GB into a single node will become a kind of a, it will think it as a burden, because I'm just dumping all the data into a 3 TB. But just imagine if I have 3 different nodes of 1 TB, if I just divide this 700 GB into, say for example, 250, 200. Storage. Okay. Compared to this scenario, comparing to the distributed scenario, okay, is it not a kind of, I'm distributing the data into different nodes? All of you, can you understand this? I'm distributing it. I'm having a single chunk of data. I have 3 laptops connected. So this laptop has its own capacity, own RAM capacity, everything. This 1 TB has low capacity. This one is having some capacity. So while I'm saving the data, I have 3 TB. Instead of dumping my entire 700 GB into a 3 TB data. Okay, I can able to distribute it into a. 1 minute. Yeah, so it will be a bit hard. I'm just checking some messages from you. So if I'm dumping off 3 TB, 700 GB into a 3 TB hard disk, so that particular hard disk will become burden. So again, the other data is coming tomorrow. Other 1 GB is coming tomorrow. Again, it will accept it. If I distribute this data into 3 different nodes, each node will take care of their individual data separately. Each node will take care of the data which is present inside it separately. That burden will be divided again. If I have 3 nodes. So this is nothing, sorry?
When you're saying node means here the different system?
Just simple, 3 laptops.
And what do you mean by the cluster? They're talking about something
I'll come to that. Because we do have cluster details also in our discussion. We're going to talk about cluster part also here. I'll come to that. Sure? Vivek?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So I'm just talking. Yeah. Please mute Praveen. Praveen, please mute. Yeah, thank you. So guys, please take care of your surroundings while you are unmuting it, because if any hindrance happen for the session, I don't have any option to remove from the meeting, because I have no option, because other people should not get interrupted. Okay. So 3 TB. So here I'm not talking about the cluster, the very high language. I'm just talking in our language, laptops or hard disks. Tomorrow data comes. So one node have to take the entire burden, and there are 3 nodes dividing its own burdens to different nodes, different laptops. Each laptop is taking responsibility of the data present inside it. So can you tell me, this is nothing but a distributed file system, taking a different node. Just for example, in front of you, you have 3 laptops, 3 hard disks. You're having a bunch of big box of data, dividing the box into small chunks and saving into different nodes is nothing but a distributed file system, which is a DFS. The one person who found this DFS, his name is Duck Cutting. Okay, Duck Cutting is a person who found this DFS. One of the main solution is, one of the main One of the design how they have designed the DFS is storage. They can distribute the data and store into it. Divide the data and distribute to 3 different laptops. Well and good. I can explain further, but we need to cover so many things. So I'm just going a very high level. In case of any doubts, please stop me. No issues. But I'll check whether it's the right time to answer that question. Okay. So I have this DFS. I have a big box of data. I'll just divide the data and keep it into 3 different nodes. Fine. I got a very good solution for storage. I got a very good solution for storage. Well and good. This guy duck cutting tried with storing the data to it. Okay, but somehow what is the issue there? What is the issue is this DFS has provided a very good solution for storage. Very good solution for storage. Right? This particular DFS has given very good solution for storage, but to get processed, say for example, I need to process this individual data now. Okay, I want to process, say for example, this entire leave this entire 3 dB now for now. Okay, I'm just having this data just stayed into 3 different nodes. Say for example, some of the around 250 MB has gone here, 250 here, 200 here. Okay, what DFS has stored, what DFS has stated is, I'll give a very good solution. I'll give a very good solution for yes. So it provided very good solutions for storage. That's provided a very good solution for storage. As I could see, Rakesh has mentioned. Yes, that is also a big point to consider. It is nothing but our normal laptops. Storage is not like a server. Again, server is down the line, it's nodes, but it's nothing but our own hard disk. DFS is something provided a framework, interconnect 3 laptops, and I can able to use this as a servers. Commodity hardware. Commodity hardware is nothing but my hard disks or laptops. It's not well configured like a server. Okay, so I don't want to go a bit deeper in that. I'll just cover it this up. So server is different, nodes is different here. Even server is something we have to customize, we have to design it, everything. But this DFS concept of this framework has just to provide it. Take 3 laptops, interconnect them, install DFS framework, and you can able to distribute the data and save it too. Very good. Solution is given, very good. But this DFS has only created a solution for storage, but for processing, say for example, I want to process this data. I'll take it this way. Mail records, just consider, this is a very layman example. This entire 700 GB consists of male and female records, in which here, this 200 MB has male and female records. This 200 MB has male and female records. This 200 MB has male and female records. Now, data got saved, well and good, very good solution. DFS is a very good solution. But again, to process this data, because DFS has only given a solution for storage. DFS framework does not consist of any processing information, because duck cutting didn't get such knowledge now. Because since we are in the advanced world compared to 1995, that time they didn't get an idea about processing. To get it processed, they need a server. That time, to get it processed, they need a server. Okay, again I have to send this individual 250 MB data into a same server. Again 700 GB comes into picture, and again I found process is nothing but filtering mail records. That's what my process is. Out of this entire 250, 200, I have both male and female records. To get this processed, processing is nothing but getting the filtering only male records. Okay, so I want to filter only male records. To get this processed, I have to scan this entire 700 GB again, because I need a separate server to get processed, and I have to send this entire 250 MB, 250 GB, 200 GB inside this 700 GB, and then I need to filter mail records from first line to the last line. That's how it happened. That's how the processing has given a solution. Processing is not worked. Again, I have to create another server for it. I have to send the data to that, get it processed. That's how the DFS framework is designed. DFS is nothing but good solution for storage, processing, completely not. Because if I'm saving this entire 700 GB into a server, processing it, or else saving individual nodes or laptops and sending to one server to get processed, again a big hindrance for me. There is no storage, very good, but for processing, all the same. Getting it clear, all of you? Guys?
Yes.
Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, thanks, Praveen. Please feel free to ask questions. Unless until you don't ask questions, I'll be assuming that you understood things. There is no silly for doubts, guys. Don't think there's a silly doubt or not. Any basic question. There is no something else basic.
Okay.
Starts from basic. Yeah. Thank you. So please, we can also put it in chat privately to me. In case doubts, I'll just clarify it without mentioning your names. If you hesitate to put it in. Not specifically any example, because current DFS framework has not come into market completely. They have almost vanished at that time itself. Okay, so here, this what I'm saying is this DFS has given a good solution for storage and not for processing. Then this guy, duck cutting guy, this so-called guy said, okay, DFS has given solution for storage but not processing. But ultimately, again for processing, I have to bring a server. Instead I'll put it into same data into same server, because I have to migrate to servers. I have to migrate to server because, say for example, this is where my process is running. This you need to understand. This here my process is running. Here my process is running. Okay. Here my process is running. I have to send this on all data to my process separately, and data has to filter 700 mail records out of 700 GB. There is a data stored at the bottom, the processing running at the top. I need to migrate all the data to that particular processing place, and I have to get processed, which is nothing but, please note it down, this is nothing but process locality. This is nothing but process locality. Process locality means process location. Process location, where the process is taken care of. Process location, where processing is happening. Please note it down. Process locality is nothing but process location, where processing is happening. Then he told this process location is not that good. It's not that easy to achieve, right? Then immediately he told, okay, leave it. In the year of 2000, they left it completely. Unfortunately, in the year of 2003, okay, in the year of 2003, Google, we have Google, right? They're not such a giants that time, but still they have fascinated many users. Google has released an open paper, very open paper, which is nothing but GFS. Google file system. Google released its own file system, which is nothing but Google GFS, which is a Google file system, in which this they just released an open paper. This is how I store my file system. This is the design of my file system. He openly gave it to the market. Then again this guy came, who duck cutting came again. He took the GFS paper in the year of 2003. Then he saw Google also followed the same distributed file system. He's just saving the data he's just distributing the data and saving the data ultimately. Okay. So that time, fine, duck cutting, what duck cutting is, oh, they're following the same. What I designed, Google also find the same. So my solution is not for storage, for processing. What is processing? What is the biggest issue? Even though I divide the data into separate chunks of laptops, to get it processed, I have to send the data to another server to get it processed. Even though my data is getting divided, I'm repeating again, I have to send my data to separate location where my process is running to achieve process locality. You got what I'm saying, all of you? Am I making clear so far? Guys?
Yeah, yes.
Talk about transfer of data.
Yeah, I have a question here.
Yes, Lucky.
So, is it necessary to send the
data all at a time, or we can also send the data 250 GB first and second 250 is third 200 to process?
See, if I want to complete 250 and come again, I have to send it 250. There will be a kind of a variation between, like again, there is a latency or time will constrain into market. So, say for example, this 250 is going out, and I have to save that result somewhere. Again, this 250 will go. Again, I have to save the results. Again, this 200 will go. Again, save the results. Right? So I have to merge at the last. You got what I'm saying? Somehow my data is going there. So I'll move it again. Somehow I should not say again. The time is the biggest issue here. To process it, I should not take much of time. To merging again, such a kind of mechanisms do exist. If you think about such things right now, you may get so much solution. Why they're doing that time like that? Why they can't go with this? Why can't we go like that? Because that time storage, we don't, the knowledge which we have don't have that time. That is completely new to world is something new. So again, this many solutions, this many questions happen. When GFS is released, guys, when the GFS is released, when Duff Cutting saw the design, he looks the same with the DFS. He said, okay, no issues, all the same. But in the year of 2004, what Google released is its processing paper has been released to the market. At least not only storage, processing paper is also released. Processing paper is also released. This guy, again, this so-called guy, Duck Cutting again took that paper. And he got shocked. Then it given rise to many ideas. Okay, then they have thought in such a way that, okay, instead of sending this entire 700 GB into this process where my process is running, okay, instead of sending entire 700 GB where the process is running, okay, what I'll do is, instead of sending a data to process, please note this down, this is very important. Instead of sending data to the process, I'll send process to the data. I'll individually send a process to data. Since those are commodity hardwares, each node, each laptop will be having its own capacity of RAM. Each has its own processing tool. It has its own hard disk. Then what they have done, to filter mail records of this 250, 250 and 200, instead of making all this data to go one place to get processed, I'll individually process this separate chunk of data simultaneously. When this 250 GB started, I'll send a process to this node, to this node simultaneously. I'll divide the process also. I'll not only divide the storage, I'll also divide the process. I will not move the data to the processing. Instead, I'll send processing to the data, because it's a commodity hardware. Let's consider that's a laptop. It has its own RAM. So RAM is nothing but used for processing. Hard disk used for storage, right? RAM is not used for storage. Please keep it in mind. RAM is not used for storage. RAM is used for processing. Hard disk is used for storage. They simply said, instead of sending a data to process, I'll move process to the data. Then when this 250 GB is getting processed in filtering mail records, simultaneously other 250 GB also undergoing the same filter, other 200 GB is also undergoing to the same filter simultaneously. This phase is nothing but map phase. People heard about this MapReduce because Google released paper for processing nothing but my processing which they are using is MapReduce. People might be knowing about this word, MapReduce. How many of you heard about this word term MapReduce? Anywhere?
Yeah, I heard.
Google simply said, I'm using MapReduce for processing. This Duck Cutting got literally shocked. Then he realized that MapReduce is a concept of distributing the process. How that actually works. Have a look here, okay? Please post any question in case of any doubts. I'm having a process divided to this individual 250 GB separate separately. I'll start to process this 250 GB separately, and then this 250 GB will come up with individual mail records. Agreed? Yes or no? This will come up with mail records. This 250 got separate results of one data. This came up with mail records. This came up with some mail records. Because individually the work has done. But I need to combine this entire results into one chunk. Yes or no? To get actual mail records. Yes or no, guys? Can you understand this? Separately, it filtered mail records. Well and good. The work has to simultaneously. Very good option. But again, if you say ultimately how many mail records, I need to combine all these results. Yes or no? Agreed? All of you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Then traverse will happen. These two might be going here, or these two might be going here, or this and this might come here, or all the three maybe can be sent to another node. That is decided by many factors. I'll come to that later. Finally, they'll get consolidated. That phase is nothing but reducing phase. Even it's so big, I'm just explaining in very high level. Reducing phase. Assigning a task to the individual nodes, distributing the process is nothing but mapper phase. Consolidation of results is nothing but the reducing phase. That's why we call it as map reduce. Any questions, guys? Please mute yourself if you don't have anything to speak, please. Sanna?
Sorry.
Hello.
Yes, Rohit.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to know one thing. Like you explained that in DFS system, the 700 GB data is divided into chunks of data, and that data has been placed in different nodes. And from there, the processing has been taken place. But I just wanted to confirm it. Like in DFS system, we did not have as such any block concept. And how come that data has been divided into chunks of data and the processing take place from
Dividing is nothing but block concept, Rohit. Dividing is nothing but block.
Yeah, but in DFS, I heard that this block concept was not there. So that's what
the term of block is not there. Term of block. You got what I'm saying? We don't consider it as a block. See, in DFS, what they have done was they didn't set any fixed size for it. Here we got a block. Okay, this block have to be this concept. Then just a sharpening of DFS. Then they said dividing is nothing but blocks. You got what I'm saying? Definitely the data is getting distributed, but not in a fixed fashion because that's something new that is. Then they sharpened it and they got the block concept. Simple.
Okay.
You got it right?
Yeah, got it.
They just sharpen each and every day. It's getting updated. Simple.
Okay, yeah.
But the concept is same.
Okay.
Down the line.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So here you have this DFS. This became map and reduce concept. This is bit theory part, understand. But going forward, you're gonna start the hands-on session in some time. It will be very interesting. Okay. So far you understood what is actually this one slide mean. How the data got evaluated, how the storage is increased, how the processing is updated. Everything, all of you. Please post questions in case of any doubts, please. Can I get at least yes?
Yes.
Fine, right? Guys, we haven't started anything yet. Going forward, you're gonna see, we're gonna put the data into Hadoop, we're gonna process the data, we're gonna do many things today. So just understand this, just a basic knowledge, what is a big data. If anyone asking what is a Hadoop framework, what is this big data Hadoop framework? If anyone asking it, simple, 2 words, distributed storage, distributed processing. Distributed storage, distributed processing. Please note it down. Hadoop, big data Hadoop definition is distributed storage, distributed processing. I may ask the same question tomorrow during our hands-on session. Tomorrow is completely hands-on session. Completely hands-on session. Tomorrow I may ask the same definition. What is actually a distributed storage and distributed processing? Okay. So somehow we'll start in some time. We just completed basics and we'll be starting a hands-on session. We're gonna start about the cluster part, and we may go on to some simple architecture of big data, and we'll be starting hands-on. We sample file to upload to Hadoop, data upload from RDBMS, what is Edge node, some sort of Linux hands-on, SDFS hands-on, kind of how to data ingestion of Hadoop. We're gonna see first two, streaming data most probably we'll be seeing tomorrow. So we do have some more. So going forward, you'll understand better. Guys, are you comfortable with the explanation which I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any problem?
No.
Thank you. Okay, let me know in case of any issues. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Suresh.
Yeah, actually, can you please repeat once again about the reducing, because your voice is not clear. If you can say in one word, one sentence, I can understand that.
Is it not clear for everyone, guys? Please, because I might not be knowing. That's why I'm asking you. Any issues with my voice?
Yeah, it's clear.
No, it's dropped.
Somewhat I got that.
Okay, no issues, Suresh. So, Suresh, you just want a definition for big data Hadoop framework, right?
No, I'm asking only for reducing. You told me before that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Suresh, no issues. See, you have the, see, this 250 GB is undergoing process separately, right?
Yes.
This 250 is giving up the results. This 200 going under the results. Yes or no? 3 different results has came in 3 different nodes. Yes or no? That is nothing but results of mapping phase. Yes or no?
Yes, understood.
But entire mail records is nothing but the combination of all the 3, right?
Yes.
So these separate results chunks will traverse into different nodes to get it merged, which is a reducing phase. In a high level, if you could say.
Okay, doing separately.
Yeah, so they'll migrate separately and they'll chunk into a single data, right? Reducing is nothing but combining. That's it.
Okay.
So three different results combined to make it as a single results, which I want. In high level, again, many concepts will come here. Shuffle, match, sort will come, but I'm just doing in a very high level.
Okay.
Clear, right, Suresh?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Aditya, I have a small question over here.
Yes, please.
So here we are handling with the files. So like the files processing is, the speed of file processing is very less when compared to the database, right? So then how we can say that the processing is speedier?
Okay. Can everyone get that question? May I know your good name, sorry?
Swapna.
Okay. Can everyone understand Swapna's question?
Yes.
Right? What Swapna just asked is, if it's not that, like, say for example, if you're having large data sets, it will take a lot of time. But how can you say it is better in processing? Okay. Swapna, let me put it this way. Have you got a chance to handle SQL or Oracle or any RDBMS?
Yes.
Say for example, you have one at least 500 MB of data. Will it work well? 500 GB. You are querying something. 500 MB. What works well, right?
Yes.
What about 10 GB?
Okay.
50 GB? 20 TB?
Takes time.
Right?
Yes.
That can be eliminated here. Big data is not one for small data. If your data is very small, don't go for Hadoop. Very bad solution. It's not even a medium solution. It's a very bad solution. Data is so huge, go for Hadoop. If your data is very less, please don't go for Hadoop. Instead of providing actual results which you achieve in SQL, Hadoop will hinder your performance. It's a big story again, because I have to start explaining about resource manager, node manager, launch of the jobs. Very big story again.
Any limit is there, which is with this particular limit data only handle that SQL kind of storage. This particular limit, we will go for Hadoop. Any limit is there? See,
there is kind of a 5V operations. Okay, they do have something as 5Vs: value, veracity, velocity. I didn't go for much out of it, but the limit in the sense, I asked you about 10 GB of data. Swapna said you can't, but in SQL you can. In SQL you can, but you have to spend a lot of money for that. You got it? You have to send a lot of money. You have to create a servers. You have to create a definite DB for that. And you have to, if you are spending a lot of money, You can process that very easily. But as far as it's not any limit here, but if you're spending more money, you can achieve the performance. But instead of it, I can simply take 4 laptops and connect and make it as a cluster and save the data to open easily, achieve the open source. One more important question, very important. Okay, this note it down if you want. One more important part is any RDBMS. Can anyone tell me? Can able to send directly an XML file to an RDBMS?
No, we go for the NoSQL database only.
Yeah. So if I need to process it, I can, if I go for RDBMS, is it somehow Oracle has provided Glob and Blob somehow that I need to pay money for Oracle? It's a traditional data. It's a commodity hardware. My own laptop, your own laptop, connect together. I can install Hadoop inside it, and then I can go ahead with the installation of sending the data to it. I can make it because it's just a matter of commodity hardware, just a hard disk. It's not necessary if I have to run towards big giants to provide servers to me. You got right? Am I making sense now? And also semi-structured data handling, unstructured data handling, it's something big story again. Going forward, you'll understand. Going forward, you'll understand a lot. Am I making you clear so far? There's no particular limit. There is no limit. If you're saying, if you're spending 200 crores for SQL setup, it will provide a very good solution than Hadoop. You got right?
Yeah.
So we should be efficient in processing in less cost effective.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah, Lucky.
I'm adding to the question to the Swapna's question. So I'm coming back to the same question again. So if it is individually taking processing time, but it's also taking time for merging the results, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So as I mentioned the question earlier, so if you send 200 GB data to the same processor and process it, and second send it to 200 GB to the same process and process it. So they mentioned that there is a time-consuming activity is going on.
But I can't able to achieve simultaneous processing, right?
Okay, so here we are doing the simultaneous process that is reducing our time.
Remember, I just mentioned when this 200 has started working, this has already started. This is already starting simultaneously, right?
Yes.
So each node is taking care of its own process. Give me results.
Okay. So the only benefit here is we are processing simultaneously, and after that we are merging the results, right?
Exactly. It is nothing but a kind of a parallelism in distributed processing. Simple.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No issues. Thanks.
Yeah, Sai.
Yes.
Is there any failure comes if any one of the results won't come?
Good question. Good question. Which is nothing but fault tolerance. Your question is right. If one node is going down, what happens? It's a very good question. Very valid question. And for that, I need to mention about a replication factor of this architecture. We'll come across to this. Okay.
Okay.
Especially if you see the same chunk is divided into different nodes. I'll explain about that going forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. So first of all, that's what the basic introduction of big data. I took 1 hour for my introduction of big data, but the same usually for batches, I usually take for 3 to 4 hours for just a basic set alone. Hope you are okay to cope up, right? All of you? Yes. So what is a kind of data source? Okay, I'll just quickly run the slides before we start hands-on another 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to start our hands-on, which is very important than the theory part which you just explained, because I don't believe in theory. So I'll just show you that, putting the data into Hadoop, everything. Okay. So data source, okay. What kind of data sources we do have? I just mentioned very small, very basic part, OLTP, which is of 1x. What is OLTP? Any idea what is OLTP data?
That is online transaction process. Data which is processing, that is called transaction.
Can you tell me in a very layman status? Please mute yourself, Murali, I can't hear you. Sorry.
It's a daily data. It's a daily data.
Daily data. Yeah. Where actually I save that OLTP data?
So we can save it in the database. We can save it in RDBMS.
Mainly RDBMS, right? Again, if any, which is nothing but OLTP, online transaction processing. I'll elaborate later, guys. Especially who are just joined for the next batch, upcoming batch from next week. So please don't worry about it. I'll be explaining about very deeper about OLTP and all. So for those who people are doing like Ashok, Sandeep, everyone. Okay. So Lucky. Okay. So here in this OLTP, so human 10x solutions is nothing but email, documents, social media data. This comes under human created data. Machine created data is CCTV, is mic, sensors. What are they just telling about the type of data? If you see any type of data, that falls under this. Any sort of this data sources. I didn't mention many data sources. Very high level in our day-to-day life which we are using. These are data sources. Clear? Just kind of data which you handle every day. That's it. Right? Clear with this? All of you? This slide? Guys, can you get some answers, please?
Yes, Aditya.
Yeah, thank you. So Hadoop. We have seen everything in introduction so far. So I just eliminated a few things in evolution because instead of it, we have something important to do. Introduction. We just discussed everything about introduction so far. Evolution. I just told you 2003, he gave the solution. In 2004, it has given a solution for MapReduce. Then they agreed for that. Then going forward, evolution has happened different types. Then MapReduce is actually a Java program. Hadoop is made of Java. MapReduce is naturally a Java program. So later on, Hive tool came into picture. First, Pick and Hive, because Yahoo found the Pick tool. Hive was founded by Facebook. Then so many contributors came into picture. Then Cloudera came. Then Hortonworks came. Then ultimately one of the tools came, which is almost vanished all the remaining tools. Any idea what is it? Spark. Ultimately, when Spark came into market, it vanished everything completely, almost 99%. So that's how even the Spark is becoming superpower. Even during my initial days, when I saw the futures of Spark, I was completely fascinated. But fortunately, I got a chance to work in all libraries of Spark. 90% of libraries of Spark I worked on. I worked on streaming, I worked on batch processing, I worked on Spark SQL, I worked on Scala coding, and fortunately, I worked on it. So I worked on Hive as well. Sometimes I work on Hive currently also. Depends on requirement. Currently, what's happening in my project. So that's why it has been happening. So many contributors came later. Then I also mentioned about the future so far. What is big data futures? I just mentioned. Yeah.
What's the difference between Hive and Spark?
Okay. Actually, very big difference. Okay. Let me put in very high level, but somehow you're gonna see Spark tomorrow. Let me put in very high level. Hadoop is Hive is an ecosystem of Hadoop. Where Hadoop is installed, you can use Hive. Right? Hive, when you are using Hive, definitely Hadoop should be there. If you're using Spark, you can use Spark for Linux file system. You can use Spark for Windows file system. You can use Spark for Hadoop file system. But Hive can be used only for Hadoop file system. Number one. Number two is Hive is both are same. Both are processing data. If data is present, it has a privilege to process the data. But Hive can able to only process the data present in Hadoop. Spark can able to process this data present in any file system, especially Linux, Windows, and HDFS. Hadoop. Spark has a pro also for Hadoop. Spark is something very big, very big. It's I can't say it in words. That many times I got fascinated because wherever the project I go, requirement is different. Spark comes into picture. Requirement is completely different. Spark comes into picture. Where there's a machine learning model, Spark came inside. Where there's a streaming concept, Spark came inside. When there is a structured streaming, Spark came that picture. Then when there is an SQL operations, Spark came. Spark is superpower. Hive is just stick on to only to Hadoop. For now, just understand that. I'll move forward. Today, we're going to process some bit of data in Hive. Not so huge, but a part tomorrow we'll be going deeper.
Okay. And also small.
Yeah.
About streaming.
About streaming?
Yeah, I can tell about some streaming.
Okay.
In streaming, which data is processing? Is live network data?
Anything. Say for example, I'll tell you a very big, very day-to-day activity in us. Okay, you're booking an Uber cab, right?
Yes.
You send to confirm Uber code. The data goes at the backend. Get it processed. It will reach to all the near cabs. That cab, once a cab got booked to you, as a cab is keep on moving, you can see that cab moving in your phone, right?
Yes.
Is it not a streaming?
Streaming only.
If I put a data, if I send a message to WhatsApp, it is reaching you. If you reply, it is reaching me immediately.
Yes.
Right? It's a streaming. Data would be different. Most probably, if they are using web service data, if they're calling the REST services, it will be JSON data.
Okay.
So tomorrow you're going to see very high level of streaming. You're going to show you streams of data. Spark takes and processes it, put into Cassandra. Very high level, not so deep. Okay. I'll show you that. That flow I'll show you, the streaming data.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So hi Nisha. I'm not from Java, Nisha. So Java is not that mandatory for now. Things becomes easy in big data. Yeah. So
are you discussing anything about MapReduce?
No.
Your course concept, MapReduce concept not there.
I'll show you. We'll discuss on it. Because currently market MapReduce is not used. It's been almost 2 to 3 years they have eliminated it.
Yeah. Most of companies not use MapReduce or are using them high like this only. But
yes.
But in interviews, everything.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Ashish.
Yeah, actually, I want to know. In case of Hive, we are executing MapReduce now also, and in case of Spark, there is no MapReduce concept will come.
Okay, let me answer that question first because this is a continuation of this question. Sure. Yeah. Can you know other person who connected through iPhone?
Vishnu.
Yeah, Vishnu. Please go ahead, Vishnu.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Can I continue your question?
I am asking. Can you continue about in this course content MapReduce is there or not?
I'll be explaining about MapReduce. I'll be explaining about Yarn. Deeper, very deeper. Okay, but instead of this MapReduce is not concentrating much. I'll be concentrating more on Spark. What is
okay.
Because there is no point for me to go ahead with MapReduce because then it's not completely used. Even Hive removed MapReduce, a different story. We'll discuss.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Firstly, next part is very important. I'll be explaining about cluster creation. Okay, very high level of cluster creation. Okay, very high level, very layman status. What is a cluster? How it works? Good. All set to go. After this, we'll have a break. Then we'll start hands-on. Clear, right? This is just a 5 minutes work. Shall we? All set?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. First of all, take a 1 TB hard disk in your hand. Okay. In your hand, you have 1 TB hard disk. Take 2 hard disks, 3, 4, and 5. Just take 5 hard disks in front of you. Okay. Install Hadoop. But this installation of Hadoop is also not direct. Just for now, just consider as you install Hadoop in the systems. Interconnected. That becomes a 5 TB HDFS. You got what I'm saying, all of you? 5 TB, installing Hadoop, interconnect them. That becomes Hadoop distributed file system. That becomes.
So you mean to say that 5 laptops, right?
5 laptops, simple, 5 laptops. 5 nodes, 5 laptops, 5 hard disks, anything is fine. Just laptops, 5 laptops, consider 5 laptops. Okay. But this 5 laptops I can't install directly. I can't touch these laptops at all because this is a Hadoop. Everything, any communication, you have a cluster running. Say for example, the same example which I just mentioned. Okay. To communicate to a cluster, there is a 5 node. Say for example, you are sitting in a room, right? Just imagine there is a 1 room at the next to your room. I have 5 laptops connected. I install Hadoop, everything is ready. HDFS is ready there. Okay. But I can't directly communicate with that 5 laptops because there's a Hadoop file system running. I can't directly go and touch any of the laptops. I can't directly send the data to that laptops. I can't directly get the data from that laptop. Sending the data to that laptops. That is HDFS. HDFS is Hadoop file system is meant for storing the data inside it. Clear? Getting my point? Hadoop distributed file system. Then framework has released. Duckerting has released a framework using his own methods and using MapReduce. He gave a framework known as Hadoop. Hadoop consists of 2 things. One is HDFS, other one is MapReduce. HDFS is nothing but Hadoop file system. To create an HDFS cluster, please mute yourself if you don't have anything to say, please. Please. Vishnu? Yeah. So finally, to make a Hadoop cluster, okay, someone asked me about a cluster, right? I'm repeating again. To make a cluster, take 1 TB.
Hello, Sai.
Yes, Vishnu?
No, Sai, this is Pawan here.
Yes, Pawan.
Yeah, actually, a bit late. I have joined yet now.
Okay.
How much I missed out?
1.5 hours.
Okay, so can I cover up in the recorded session?
Yeah, you can cover it up unless until if you can able to available till end of the session, you will have the recording. Yeah.
Okay. What is now going on?
Cluster creation.
Okay, fine. You
Yeah.
continue.
Sure.
And tomorrow also there, no? 2 to 5.
Tomorrow is completely hands-on.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So you have the hard disk, 1 TB hard disk with you, 2 TB hard disk with you. Right now I'm creating HDFS cluster, Hadoop distributed file system cluster. Okay. Take 1 TB, 2 TB, 3 TB, and 4 and 5. Hadoop install Hadoop in each system. Interconnect all of them. That becomes a HDFS of 5 TB capacity. It's a single file system, but inside it is a nodes. But right now it is HDFS of 5 TB capacity. Got what I'm saying, all of you? So far?
Yes, Sai.
Yeah. But I can't touch directly because I can't directly meet any of the laptops. No, not possible. How come? That's a file system. Anything might get erased. Anything might happen to it. There should be a person. There should be a mediator for us to contact to this HDFS. There should be a mediator. That mediator is nothing but another node. Okay. What is the name of the node? What's the name you can see here?
Edge node.
Edge node. Edge node. Edge node. Clear, right? All of you? To contact to that Hadoop cluster, there should be edge node. Simple. If you are putting the data, if you want to retrieve some data, if you want to put some data, there should be edge node. Okay, now I'm just telling you, right? Putting the data to Hadoop, getting the data from Hadoop, store the data to Hadoop. Right? I'm just talking about this. Hadoop saves many data, but who is helping to save the data? Whom I have to cross? Whom I have to cross to put the data? Whose permission is needed? Through whom I have to put the data? Right? There should be a person. There should be a person who take care of all this. That's nothing but edge node. Okay. You have edge node. You have another laptop, which is nothing but edge node. Okay. Good. Another laptop is nothing but edge node. Good. Okay. To connect to that edge node, how I can connect to that edge node? That's another task again. How you connect to that edge node? Using? How you connect to any of the servers? Meanwhile, I want to tell you, this edge node consists of Linux file system. We can also store the data, Venkat. It is possible, Nisha. It is possible. Yeah, it can also store the data. Yeah. So in our edge node have a Linux file system. Other five systems have a Hadoop file system. So here I have Linux file system. Going forward, I'll teach you. Okay. So here, there's a Linux file system here. To connect to this edge node, to connect, guys, you're on track. You're not diverted and just going good. Have a 5 systems connected to your, just put it this way. The room which you're sitting, in the other room, you have 5 laptops of HDFS. You can't directly go. If you're going into that room, one person will be standing in that room. One person will be standing in that room. That person will say, you don't come inside, say everything to me, I'll do. I'll say, I'll give a box to that person who is standing in the door. Okay. And I'll say, give this box to that 5 people sitting inside. This particular person who's standing in the door will go and give the box to that 5 people sitting inside. I like the one who's sitting inside the 5 laptops is HDFS file system nodes, and the one who is standing in the door is the edge node. Clear, all of you? Ramesh, framework is designed in such a way, without edge node, you can't touch HDFS. There should be edge node. Definitely to connect any of the servers, edge node is mandatory. Guys, we haven't started anything yet. There are a lot to see after this architecture. Actually, the session starts after that. Complete hands-on.
Aditya, I have a question here.
Yeah.
This edge node is also a part of Hadoop, or
no, it's a part of Hadoop. It's a part of Hadoop. We need to configure it.
So we can consider it's like an entry point, right?
Yes. That's an entry point. I told you about Hadoop cluster, right? Hadoop installation, right?
Yeah.
That is also we have to do it through edge node. So to remove the confusions I didn't mention before. So anything is edge. Put the data through edge node. Get the data through edge node.
Sai, I have a question. Sorry, Sudhindra here.
Yes.
Now, this edge node, though it's part of Hadoop file system, Hadoop cluster, but does it need to have Hadoop installed on it?
Yeah, very good question. See, if I have to make my edge node also to be a part of HDFS, I have to install Hadoop. If I want my edge node to also be a part of HDFS, I have to install Hadoop, or else it's actually a very big concept. But if I go inside, if I can dig later, but you can, in high level, you can just put it this way. Not mandatory, but through edge node, I have to install Hadoop in different systems.
Right, because if you install Hadoop on it, then edge node can act as sort of a data node itself.
Yes. We can.
Right.
That is possible. And most probably they'll not do it. Because edge node, if I'm doing any issues with edge node, that node will go down. That means data is lost. If I use it as one of the part of cluster.
Aditya, how many edge node in the real time? So only one edge node?
No. You can connect. No. In my project, we have 3 edge nodes.
3 edge node. Okay.
Yeah.
So Aditya. This is not, as you said, like it's a part of Hadoop, so it's like entry point. So this is like a same as different nodes in Hadoop, or it's a different kind of server?
Another laptop.
It's kind of another laptop we can consider.
That's it.
Like there should be some storage as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. See, that has a storage. That's an entry point. Yeah. All the configuration, all the installation is done through edge node.
Yeah.
So all the libraries of this HDFS will be there in the edge node.
Okay.
Yeah. One more question.
Yes, hello.
This edge node is look like in Spark is a master node or what?
No. It's not like that. No. Now again, it's a different story.
Okay.
Sometimes edge node will become master if Spark runs it in a client mode. It's a very big kahani story. If I can make this as a master in Spark, if I run it in Spark in client mode, if I'm running in a cluster mode, one of the nodes of Hadoop will be taken. We'll discuss later because this is just a starting point to all the people.
Okay.
Sai.
Yeah.
Hadoop edge node size will vary based upon the HDFS size?
No. You have a separate configuration for this laptop.
Okay. No, I'm asking if we are using 5 TB of HDFS. So for that, is there any limitation of capacity of the Hadoop edge node?
No, not like that. No limitations. Always memory has no limitations.
Okay, fine. If we increase the HDFS size, we have to increase the Hadoop edge node size?
Not needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Sai. Adding to the same question.
Uh-huh.
So, edge node will handle any kind of data volume, or it is limited to 1 million data terabytes? How is it?
Didn't get you actually, Lucky.
No. Edge node can handle 50 MB, 50 terabytes or 100 terabytes. Is there any limitation for that one?
No limitations. If simple, if a laptop is getting filled, there is a limitation, right? Your laptop hard disk is getting filled. So
and you said that in your project you are using 3 edge nodes. Why you are using 3 edge nodes then?
That's a different story. In my case, to handle Hadoop commands, we use one edge node. To handle Hive Metastore, we use another edge node. Different story it is. Like like we are distributing the work, different teams. So not only one edge node should keep on working. Right? It's not like only one laptop should be used by many people. Just I'm distributing it. Connect to the same cluster. Simple.
Okay, so as such, there is no limitation on data handling for edge
Not
node.
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
It's just a commodity hardware. Just our laptops. Till our memory is good, it will work.
Hello, Sai.
Yeah.
This is Pawan here.
Yes, Pawan.
I have one question. This edge node, how many we can create? Is it mandatory to create one, or we can create multiple?
Definitely one. More than one. Any number of more than one.
Means it's the group of this HDFS we can connect to the one edge node.
We can configure more than one edge node. That's what I'm saying. We can configure more than one edge node. But one edge node is mandatory because we can't connect to this HDFS directly. But moreover, cluster setup is itself not possible if edge node is not configured. We have to install Hadoop through edge node actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
The edge nodes will be different based on the regions also, or for all the regions?
It's not with respect to regions. It's not with respect to regions. It's not with respect to regions.
Okay.
We can keep both in the same rack, same place. But usually they will not do it.
Okay, thank you.
Sai, yeah. Actually, the reason I was asking is node is a part of Hadoop or not. So suppose I'm telling you the real life scenario. Like I recently came into the Hadoop project in my company. So they are using PIT as a PIT server, physical integration tier. So when I asked during the KT what it is is it a part of Hadoop or what? They said no, it's an entry point. So according to you, as we can consider it as a S node, right?
Yeah.
So so but when I'm storing something there in a PIT server PIT server, so when I'm trying to access, suppose I'm putting some file there, when I'm trying to access, so I'm not using Hadoop command, simply I'm using Linux command. So because they said it's not a Hadoop, it's a local system.
I'll clarify.
I'm still confused.
But you're using Linux, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it this way. I think it's fine to explain to this everyone. Okay. So this edge node is nothing but consists of Linux file system. Okay, this edge node will be having directories. This edge node will be having files. This edge node you can create a file. If say for example, any outside systems want to put the data to Hadoop, that has to reach edge node. If I'm explicitly moving it, there is a difference between explicit and implicit. I'll come to that later. If there is another data which raw data have to upload it to HDFS, first that data should reach edge node. You got my point right now? May I know your good name? Sorry.
Sanwas here.
Sanwas. Okay. So to make this an entry point, first of all, the data should read edge node. If it is raw data, okay, a file of raw data. Then I have to move to some other directories. Before I move it to HDFS, I need to do some move that to another directory, or I have to do some changes of that file. You got what I'm saying? Before I move it to Hadoop.
Yeah.
So for that I need Linux, right? Even if you're connected to a cluster, if you're installing Hadoop in each of the system, that has to happen through edge node. Normally you can't directly install it. Any installation, edge node is a kind of a heart of the cluster. So that edge node consists of Linux. If I'm installing Hadoop, you have to configure with respect to Linux commands, download it using Linux commands.
Okay.
I'll show you now. I'm gonna log into Putty. Everything I'm gonna show you right now. I have a real-time cluster of 3-node cluster. I'll show you now.
Yeah, Aditya just wanted to ask one more question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, can you please brief about DFS client and RPC and HTTPS protocol in EdgeNode?
If I go, it will be very deeper. Many people will get confused. I'll call you after post the session. Will that be fine?
Yeah, that will be okay.
Yeah, because I need to showcase this. If I talk about this DFS and client part, people may get confused. Yeah.
Okay, that will be okay. We'll discuss about this later.
Sure, Rohit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
So there is an edge node connected, guys. Just imagine like this. Within other 2 minutes, I'm gonna show you an edge node connecting to an edge node. You don't worry about it. I'll show you. Tomorrow we're gonna create a Hadoop cluster in Azure Cloud. Tomorrow. That time you'll get a overall idea. Yeah.
Yes. How many systems can we connect with one edge node? I mean, is there any limitation?
There's no limit. No limit.
There
Like no limit. Like just like you, but you are creating more burden to an edge node. Simple. Yeah. So to connect to this edge node, guys, can you please continue for now because we're just lagging the time. Please. We haven't started any hands-on yet. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, because my intention is at least to be used for edge node. Yes, Venkat. Yes. So you can't create a Hadoop cluster with the help of Windows file system. Yeah. So Linux file system. I have a Linux. Within 2 minutes you'll understand everything because then we're gonna open and connect to the edge node, one of the edge nodes. Okay. So say for example, how to connect to this edge node through Putty. You can connect with terminal also or Windows command line also. Through Putty you can connect. Okay. Putty is a tool which is used to connect to the servers. We can connect to the edge node, right? We can connect to the edge node. Yes, and also WinSCP. You can also connect through WinSCP. I'll show you now. I'll show that to you now. So through this, I'll connect to this edge node. Once I log into this edge node, I have a privilege to move data to HDFS. Okay, I'll show that now. Just have a look. Let's just have a look. I have Putty. This is Putty. Okay, this is Putty. This is Putty. I need IP address to connect to this Hadoop edge node. I need a host name or an IP address. Masked host name to that IP address, or I can directly give the IP address to that Hadoop edge node. I can give both. Okay. For now, say for example, in VMware I have installed Cloudera. This is my cluster. Okay. This is my cluster. Okay. I take IP address of this cluster. This is Hadoop cluster running in my own system. Okay. In my virtual machine. I came to Windows. Say for example, this particular cluster is running in US, completely on US. Okay. I have to give the IP address here. Just consider it is not running in my system. VMware is not running in my system. Okay, just consider it is running in US. You took that IP address for the one node cluster, give the IP address and give open. The class login, Cloudera, password is Cloudera. That's it. This is your edge node, Linux file system. This is your Linux file system. Making it clear? Leave it. I have one 3-node cluster. Okay, going to Putty again. That is actually a host name, e.cloudxlab. If I connect to it, it will ask me a login. I have to give user ID password. It is connected to this particular IP address. Can you see this? This is edge node IP address. This is actually a 3-node cluster. I'm not sure whether Ambari will open. Let's check whether one Ambari opens.
Aditya, we need to give edge node IP address or Cloudera IP address. We need to give edge node, right?
Edge node. Where Cloudera is installed. Yeah. So. Guys, if you don't understand, leave it. My intention is not to make you understand everything. At least My intention is at least if some knowledge you got, I'll be happy. Like at least you got some basic knowledge. I always prefer like instead of nothing, you got something to understand. Something is better than nothing. At least think, okay, you got to know something about edge node today. To connect to the Hadoop cluster, okay, we need an edge node like that. Okay, Ambari is not getting connected. Okay, now what I'm doing is, okay, just have a look. I'll explain everything. Just in that 2 minutes, I'll just explain what I have done. Guys, I have a big Hadoop cluster running. Just say I have 4 node cluster running, and I have edge node which is coupled with this particular HDFS. This is an edge node. This is HDFS. This is my system. For example, this is my system. This is my system, my Windows system. Here I have Putty running. Here I have Putty running. So from this Putty, I can give the IP address of this edge node and I can able to connect to this edge node. So that I have an access to do whatever I want here. Am I making sense now? Vivek, we have to configure in core site and HDFS site, everything. So it's a configuration part, admin part. We'll cover it if we get time today or tomorrow. Yeah. Am I making you clear, all of you, how to get connected? Right?
Yes.
So say for example, I'm coming out of it. There is a cluster running actually. I could not able to get the Ambari here to show you a cluster actually. Tomorrow while I'm uploading, I'm creating a cluster in Azure, I'll definitely show you. Even in Ambari, you can able to see what is the cluster capacity, what is each node capacity. Each node capacity you can check. What is IP address of this edge node? Everything. What is name node? It's a different story will come. Storage, everything you can see it in Ambari. I'll try to max out tomorrow, create Azure cluster and show you tomorrow. Okay, guys? Yeah. So through Putty, same. Through Putty, I'm connected with the edge node. Through IP address, I connected to this edge node. Okay, right? I'm in Putty right now. At the same time, you can also visualize this. Visualize edge node using WinSCP. You can't visualize HDFS. You can visualize WinSCP. Okay. So just have a look. I have WinSCP giving the same data, same content.
Instead of WinSCP, we use MobileXML also, correct?
You can also use FileZilla. That is also okay. You have different tools for this. Yeah. Host name, I'm giving same cloudxlab.com. User ID password of it. Content connecting to the edge node cluster. Can you see it here? Can you see here, all of you?
Yes.
So it is connected to e.cloudxlab.com. This is nothing but my edge node. These are the data present in my edge node. Making clear, all of you? This is my Windows file system. This you'll just leave it. This is my edge node. Making sense, all of you?
Yeah.
So this specifies simple. This edge node consists of all these files present in my just edge node, not in HDFS. Don't get confused. Every data which you see here is present in my edge node, not in HDFS. We haven't touched HDFS yet. Okay. We're gonna touch in some time after the break. Okay. We're gonna touch it. For now, I want edge node. So say for example, here somehow this has 4 node cluster, but this entire node is considered as a single node. But inside it has 4. That I agree. But that actually one HDFS cluster. Behind the data will be divided. It's a different story. But this is nothing but your HDFS cluster. No hurry. No. Don't get confused. AWS is something very different. Not exactly as edge node. Okay.
Sorry. What is the difference between this PuTTY and WinSap?
PuTTY is just a kind of a server. Through just handling, say for example, WinSCP, I can move the data from my systems. Say for example, if I connect through PuTTY here, I can only access this data from here. But I have a file sitting in my Windows. I have file sitting in my Windows. If I use WinSCP to connect to this edge node, got what I'm saying, Lucky?
Yeah.
If I'm using WinSCP, I have a privilege to put the data from this file to my edge node. Just like you can see here, right? This is cluster, okay? Say I'll show you. I'm PuTTY here, right? Guys, don't panic if you don't understand, okay? It's very hard to understand in a single day, but at least better to know something. Because especially to the people who are starting at the next batch, people like Lucky and Kishore, Ashok, everyone, please relax. We're gonna see everything very deeper. Don't worry about it, okay? So this is edge node. So if you give ls, you see some data here, listing it, same data which is present in my edge node. Can you see here? Oh, connected to, just a minute. Can you see the same path here, all of you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So I connected in this user to this IP. Here I connected with this user with this host name. This host name consists of this IP. Okay. If I give ls-lrt, list this particular path, you can see the same what you're seeing it here, but it's kind of a bit shuffled. You can see the same which is what you're seeing here. Can you understand this now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, So the question is, so even from PuTTY also we can move the files from your Windows to edge node, right? By using PuTTY, by using commands.
No, from your edge node is bit not possible. But WinSCP makes it very simple. Just like I just drag and drop.
Oh, okay.
Simply like this, I can drag and drop. Data is moving from Windows file system to here. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see that. So it is not possible through PuTTY.
PuTTY not possible because PuTTY is nothing but I'm directly going sitting in the server, that edge node. Just like you're sitting in edge node. You don't have any connection to your Windows.
Yeah, but using PuTTY by SSH commands.
SSH command, again I have to provide an SSH command, and again I have to move that SCP commands to move server to servers. But the thing is, like, it will not be as easy from like how I'm doing in WinSCP, right? I'm just sitting in a particular edge node.
Yeah, WinSCP and FileZilla makes
FileZilla very easier. So I just moved retail DB, right? Right, I just moved retail DB here. If I just list here, I can see it. Can you see this? I just moved in the Windows. In PuTTY, I can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah. I'm using PuTTY and FileZilla and WinSCP, all three of them.
Okay. Am I making it clear, like, you know?
I have a question again here. So it's same that if I connect through PuTTY as well as WinSCP.
Same?
Is it same? But why we are connecting through PuTTY? What is the advantages and what is the advantages by connecting through?
Okay. You can't access HDFS file system through WinSCP, first of all, because this WinSCP will just provide you a edge node content. You got what I'm saying? Any scripts you are running, any automation you're doing, you're done through PuTTY. WinSCP is especially used for moving the files.
If you want to edit, you can't do it in WinSCP or FileZilla. You have to do it in PuTTY.
Going forward, you'll understand, Lucky. It's a very vast. I'm just showing very high level with the time which you have. Since you already there at the batch, you'll understand very high, right?
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Lucky. So clear with this? Right now, I just connected to edge node. That's it. I didn't start anything in HDFS. Clear, all of you so far? Any questions?
No, we are good.
Ashok, few other people, if you don't understand, don't worry about it. I know I directly started about the data, big data, and servers. Don't worry about it. Next week, gonna start what is software kind of explanation. So don't worry. I already told you this workshop is an end-to-end big data part, which I'll be explaining about all the ecosystem in 2 days, in very high level. But it's so deeper. Next week, gonna see very deeper. You don't worry about anything. Don't get panic. Whether big data, you can understand. So I'm just telling you for the safer side. Okay, Ashok, Prasanna.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also Mukesh, everyone. Okay. Okay. So guys, don't go out of the meeting. If you leave the meeting, you can't join back sometimes. Just take a break for just 2 to 3 minutes or take 5 minutes. Meet you back by 4:10. We'll just move the data from EdgeNode to HDFS and check. Okay. We move the data to HDFS and we get the data from HDFS. Such a kind of process we'll just take care of. Fine. Don't go out of the meeting. Don't leave the meeting. If you leave the meeting, do we need SQL to learn big data? Suresh, some basics is needed. Yes, you need to know a bit of SQL also, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. Guys, please don't annotate. We are not kids. We just moving the data to HDFS cluster, and we're gonna see a kind of a sample architecture of remaining, and also we're gonna start the hands-on. We didn't start any hands-on. We just started moving our data. Now we're gonna use few commands to move the data to HDFS and get the data from HDFS. Later on today, we're gonna move the data from SQL to HDFS also. We're gonna SQL table to HDFS file system, Hadoop file system, and then we'll leave today. Okay. Who asked me? Nataraj? No, Venkat, that session is for batch actually, for upcoming batch. Yeah. So meet you back in 5 minutes. Please don't go out of the meeting. You may not join back. Please consider this. Then you have to connect to from other device. Please don't go out of the meeting. Thank you. Meet you back by 4:11. Sorry. Thank you. Refresh yourself. We're gonna start the hands-on. Thank you.
Thanks, Aditya.
Yeah.
ठीक है चलिए 42 स्क्वायर मीटर बता रहा है ना हेलो 42 स्क्वायर मीटर बता रहा है नहीं तो पानी
साई बोलते ना साई आवाज नाही येते ना हेलो साई साई आज का दौर जो है ना उसको मोबाइल का कंप्यूटर का दौर आप जितना नहीं जानते उससे ज्यादा कल भी एक मिलता है आपने कल गया नहीं उनका अपनी जगह वो भी सही है पेरेंट्स ऐसा नहीं सिंगल पेरेंट्स को दिया था बहुत ऐसे सिंगल पेरेंट्स है इसकी कमाई नहीं है बच्चा डाल दिया फीस नहीं भरा कि आपको हस्बैंड मर गया है या आपकी और ऐसा भी देखा जाए जिसके पास है तो अपने बच्चे को पढ़ा नहीं चाहता वो इसलिए नहीं दोनों नहीं अभी नहीं इधर जाए नहीं अभी हाँ मुझे वो बच्चा है हाँ बोलो क्या बोलो अपनी इधर जाए इधर कुछ है नहीं आराम है ना अच्छा है ना आराम बिजनेस कर रहे बिजनेस चालू ना आपका ये जब है नहीं थी तो बिजनेस काम
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me just give a brief of what we just saw. Okay. We just discussed about edge node. We just discussed about cluster, a number of clusters, and we just move the data to edge node right now. So Putty, you can just access what is that cluster consist of, what this edge node consists of. Just like through Putty, I'm just sitting in that edge node. If I want to create a directory, okay, so if I want to create a directory, if I want to lead a file, everything you have to go ahead with the Linux commands that we'll be looking out now. Okay, we'll be setting out the Linux, we'll be putting the data to HDFS, everything we're just gonna execute it right now. Guys, it's very hard to understand a single day, but at least get to know, okay, there is a Putty, okay, there is WinSCP, There is an edge node. There is a Hadoop cluster. Okay, there is a 5-node cluster. There is a 4-node cluster. That is nothing but our laptops. This much information is more than enough while ending or end of the session. Learn something in book. So right now we're gonna put the data to our HDFS. Okay, a small explanation I'll start to give. Now we're gonna execute a part of Linux commands to understand Linux. So can anyone tell me right now who don't know about Linux? Good to know now.
I don't know about Linux.
Okay. Don't know, right, Lucky?
No, I don't know.
Okay. What about others? So all of them know, remaining people, everyone know Linux?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I love to see don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, Prasanna. See, just for 5 minutes, we'll cover Linux. 5 to 10 minutes. Then we'll cover HDFS commands and we'll move on. Okay, guys. Then I'll move the data to Hadoop and show you. Okay. All of you? Yeah. Okay. Just have a look. I'm going in a very layman. Stop me anytime. I need Linux is nothing but an OS, just like Windows. Okay. Just like Windows, you have Linux commands. Clear, all of you? It's a Linux operating system. Yeah. So in that case, okay, Shravani, thank you. So in that case, okay, we do have what? Okay, can now Prasanna, right? Prasanna, can anyone then who don't know Linux? Okay, I want to create a directory. Now you have to tell me. Okay, go to C drive, create a directory. Please mute yourself if you don't have anything to speak, please. Create a directory. In the name, Zayo, Braun, Analytics. Create a directory in the name of Zebra. Guys, this is very important to understand. Those who don't know Linux, it will be very good. Those who already know the Linux, it will be good for Hadoop file system to handle. Just have a look, okay? Create a directory, create nothing but folder, okay? First, we'll execute this in Windows, okay? Create a direct folder in name Zybron Analytics. Go inside that folder. Create an empty file. And save it. Guys who don't know this, or you know how to do this in Windows, I'm just explaining this because to handle that Hadoop file system, you should handle Linux file system. To handle Linux file system, you should understand Windows file system. Right now I'm explaining about Windows. Then we go with Linux, then we go with Hadoop file system. Clear, all of you? Hope you understand the hierarchy why I'm going this. All of you? Yes? Because whatever I do, Edge node is my base. Edge node consists of Linux file system. To handle any data in this Hadoop file system, you need Edge node, which consists of Linux file system. So you need to understand Linux file system. To understand Linux file system, you should understand Windows file system. That's what I'm doing right now. Just concentrate here. Go to C drive, create a folder in the name of Zebron Analytics. Go inside folder, create an empty file and save it. Or create an empty file. Okay, create an empty file or create a file. Give your name and save that file. Okay, that's what my requirement. Can anyone guide me? Prasanna especially can just guide me how to do it. Prasanna or Suresh, just tell me. Just tell me, because if you say that, you'll understand better in Linux.
I mean, in Microsoft OS or in Linux OS?
No, just go ahead with Microsoft. Go to C drive, create a folder, go inside the folder, create a file.
So we need to go directly Windows, C drive, and need to right click and save it.
Zebron Analytics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go inside this. Then go to Notepad.
Okay.
Type my name. Save it. C drive.
Zebron Analytics.
Zebron Analytics.
Save.
Save my name.
Okay.
Make sense?
That's it.
That's it. I got the for my name. Clear all of you so far? This we usually do in Windows file system. But in Windows file system you have this UI. But for Linux file system you have to do everything in as a command. What and all we have created? We went inside the directory, right? Please mute, guys. So you have Ubuntu UI, but usually for security they will not do that. So Linux file system, what are the actions which you just completed? You have to do it using commands. Please mute. Please mute. Please mute. Thank you. So whatever you do, you have to do using Linux file system. Okay, guys, please don't repeat it again and again. I had to concentrate on session. Please mute. You don't have anything to speak. So my name. So I just created it. I went inside C drive, created a directory, went inside the directory, create an empty file. Everything you have done using your UI. If you're going inside this Linux file system, everything black screen, everything you have to execute in the command. Okay. Say for example, in your Linux file, I'm inside the server. I'm inside this Edge Node server. This is my Windows. To know in which path I am in, how to check that path? Yes or no? Can we check it using by this? In Windows?
Yes, we can. Yes.
To check in which path I am in, that is a command. PWD. Present working directory. Makes sense, all of you? Clear? PWD. Fine. You have to create a directory here in the name of Zebron Analytics. You have to create a directory here in the name of Zebron Analytics. Guys, don't try to okay, I have to remember this. I have to remember that command. Don't worry about it. First, concentrate. See the functionality. Okay, this is how the Linux works. Just concentrate that. That is important. Somehow I'm gonna give the video. You can able to practice it. I'll be telling you the setup video also. For now, just concentrate. Okay, it is command. That's it. To create a directory, there I have created right click new folder. But in my Linux, I have to go ahead with creating a directory. mkdir Zebron Analytics. That's it. Created this directory. But if you want to see what I have in this directory, say for example, I have some username. If I go inside this, I want to see what and all present inside this directory. I click and go inside. But I want to check in the path which I am in. Currently, I am in a path. Okay. Please. So I am in this path. In which path I am in? PWD. In which path I am in? C usernames. But you can able to see this in UI. But I want to see what present in this particular path. In this Windows, I can see directly what present here. But to see what present here, again one command, ls. Getting this, Suresh, Prasanna, especially you. If I'm making you to understand, then I'm getting achieved here.
Yeah.
Right?
Understand. Yeah.
Leave about what command it is. Everything is command. That's just remember that. Later on, Prasanna, I'll be giving all the commands because Linux we're gonna do around 3 hours, 4 hours. SDFS again 4 hours. Okay. So this is ls. So I just create a directory. What I have done in this username, for example, I'm creating a directory, Zebron Analytics. I just created a directory that I can able to see this here. But I just created a directory here, right? mkdir. How to check it? ls it. List this. Sorry. List this particular directory. I'm just listing this. Just a minute, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So if I just list this current directory, can you see a Zebron Analytics Present. Can you able to see? Everything is a black screen. I am not.
Yeah.
I don't have any UI. Right? Prasanna, Suresh.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I'm going inside. I want to go inside this Zebron Analytics. Right now, in which directory I am in? To which directory? To know which directory, can know the command in which directory I am in currently? PWD. In this directory. In this directory, in this path, I have this directory. To go inside this directory, say for example, in Windows, to go inside this directory, what do you usually do? Double click. I'm going inside it right now in this path. In case of Linux, I have to use a command cd. That's it. I went inside. To check in which path I am in right now. How to check?
PWD.
Can you see which directory I'm in right now? Am I making sense right now, all of you? Can you understand Linux commands? Right now, I am doing all these changes in my Edge node. I didn't start any Hadoop yet. Can you understand this, all of you?
Yes.
Guys, can you understand this?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just doing it. So to create a file, what you have just created a file, you went Notepad and create an empty file, and then you just save it there. To create an empty file, you have to do touch file, touch file, for example, or my name. Before that, list this. Check whether I have anything in this directory. I don't have anything. In this particular path, I don't have anything. Nothing. Create an empty file. To create an empty file, there is a command, touch file name. I created it. Now list it. You can able to see the sample. Make sense? I just listed it before. I don't have anything. Then touch command help you to create a file in the name of this sample. ls, and I'm sample, and if I give ls now, I got an empty file. Making sense?
Yes.
All of you?
Yeah.
Then to edit this file, I can go vi, but for now, just use echo. I'm just sending an echo of this file. I'm saving it into sample file. Okay, to read the file, what you usually do? I just create an empty file, right? In Zebron Analytics. To read this file, what you usually do? Double click it. You can see that file. You can see, you can read it. But again, there is a command to read this sample file. Cat sample. Now you can read the file. So everything is commands. You understood now? Very, very basic high level. Creating a directory, creating a file, editing a file, everything is a command. That's nothing but Linux file system. To copy one directory to other directory, everything is, you have to use Linux commands. Making sense, all of you? Guys?
Sai, I have a question here. How you are getting that present working directory when you are going to Edge node and clicking there? That's the reason you are getting present working directory?
Yes, right now I'm connected to that Edge node to do these transformations, right?
Yes. So it is connected to Edge node and you are into that particular folder.
Particular server I'm sitting right now. From my Edge node, from my putty, I'm sitting in that Edge node right now. Whatever the changes I'm doing here, that is reflecting in my Edge node.
No, that's correct. My question is, so how you're getting that present working directory? That means you're physically in that location. That's the reason you're getting?
Yes. Right now, see, right now in which path I am, in this path. Whatever, if I create another directory right now, that gets created in that directory, in that path. Right now, in a path, if I give PWD, I'll get current path where I'm currently working on.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Sai, I have one question. This is Mukesh.
Yes.
Sai, is it mandatory for using Edge node on any Hadoop? Like if I do not use Cloudera, if I go for Apache or Hortonworks, then again we have to use
It's irrespective of a type of a distribution. If there is a Hadoop cluster, there should be Edge node.
Okay, so any if I join any new team, Hadoop team, then definitely we have to ask about Edge node.
Edge node. Edge node. Exactly.
Okay.
That's common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. This is Meera here.
Yeah, Meera.
I was not there at the beginning. I just wanted to know the directory that you created. All operations you are doing at Edge node. You have not yet moved to the cluster, right?
Nothing. I'm just doing everything in this Edge node.
Edge node. Okay, fine.
So I already told you to everyone, right? WinSCP is a UI of that particular node. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? I just created the cluster. You can see this UI. Just have a look. I'm just refreshing this. Can you see the directory here?
Yeah.
Can you see a file here? This everything is an Edge node. Guys, can you able to understand this? Guys, can you able to understand?
Yeah.
Sorry, one more question.
Yes, Ramesh.
So basically, you explained about CD command, right? So
Yeah.
for the real-time perspective, we created one main folder. For example, the folder name is 1. Okay. In the inside of the folder, we have created another folder 2.
Okay.
Okay. Then the folder 2 has the another folder 3. So
Okay.
I navigated the folder 3. Okay. Right now I am in third folder. Okay. I wanted to navigate to the folder 1. So
Okay.
in case, and how do we do any command?
Yes. Everything is a command. If I give cd dot dot, it will come back. Can you see this?
Yes.
Before I was in Zebron, I just gave cd dot dot, I came back. Right now I'm in AchievSci. Before I was in home AchievSci 8637 in Zebron Analytics. I gave cd dot dot, I came back. If right now I'm in AchievSci 8637, just give cd dot dot. Right now I'm in home. Can you see this?
Yeah, understood. But is there any way? But cd dot dot, right? You have done performing the 2 times. So instead of that, we can.
You can give absolute path.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's a relative absolute path. I can give the home. I can give the different story again, but that's fine.
You can do like dot dot slash dot dot slash. How many times you want to go back? You can do that.
But you can perform. You can give the absolute path also.
Yeah, absolute path is fine. If someone doesn't know the path, you can go with the dot dot slash dot dot slash.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Right now I'm in this path. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I just give a full path. To come to home, instead of giving cd dot dot, I can directly give that's it.
Okay.
We consider Linux an absolute path. Again, Linux is just a commands. We do have many commands in Linux. Many a lot. It's somehow it's Ramesh, right? Sorry. So I'll try to provide one of the course content document, but I'm not sure whether I can provide it. But that comes under as a part of course content. You can learn Linux a lot. So I'm just going in very high level today. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So can you even understand? Created a directory, editing a file, everything I have done in Edge node, right? Am I making sense, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Guys, am I making sense? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a part of SDFS. So right now I have Edge node. Now before going further, let me give a small intro on. Let me show you a small intro on. Okay. Simple architecture of big data. Very simple architecture of big data. This is something very important. Very important. Okay. This architecture is I have just created a handmade in Paint, but a lot of deep of explanation here. But I'll make it very simple. See, everything works like this. Okay. You have a large chunk of data. Get the data. Okay. Get the data from there. Put into Hadoop. Hadoop is nothing but my HDFS file system. Got it? Hadoop distributed file system. Put in your HDFS. Process it. Because we may get chunk of large TBs of data. Put the data into Hadoop. Do the necessary processing. Save the process data to somewhere else. Just like ETL. Moreover, how it actually works. I have a very big Hadoop distributed file system. Let me put it in a real-time example. Let me explain you in a very easy manner. Can you tell me, Amazon has a business in Canada? Yes?
Yes.
US?
Yes.
Yes. India? UK?
Yes.
It has a very good business in all these countries. But what Amazon is saying is, but Amazon wants top 100 customers in this globe. Top 100 customers in this globe. But for example, let's say it has UK data, US data, India data, Canada data. Everything is in RDBMS. For now, just consider this, okay? Yes, I'm explaining in a very layman status. Please let me know if you don't have any, if you have any doubts. See, this is RDBMS, this is UK, this is US, this is India, this is Canada. Put it this way. It has its own RDBMS SQL, it has its own RDBMS SQL, separate data. What it want to know is, it has some other RDBMS table, another SQL table. In this table, it just need top 100 customer data. Top 100 customers, that's it. That 100 customers should be from all of this data. You got what I'm saying, all of you?
Yes.
But this data is 10 GB, this data is 10 GB, this is 10 GB, this is 10 GB. For example, I'm telling you, very huge, very huge. For that, what I'll do, first I have a Hadoop cluster here. Some node cluster. Okay. But since it is a node, but even though I will consider this as a single file system, Hadoop file system. So what I'll do is, I'll get all this data to my Hadoop file system. Say for example, let's consider this way. I have a folder. I'll get all this data to this particular folder in Hadoop. Don't ask me why specifically folder, why here. I'm just symbolically telling you I got the data into my Hadoop. Do all the process here. The process to handle this will be easier with MapReduce. You can use Pig, you can use Hive, you can use Spark. To know the first 100 customers. First, then once you know the top 100 customers, move that 100 customers to another RDBMS table. So moving this data into Hadoop, doing the process and getting 100 customers and moving that 100 customers to a new RDBMS data. So I just made this as a simple architecture. Get the data, do the process, put the data. Getting what I'm saying, all of you? Guys? I've just made a very simple architecture with just telling you one kind of an example. Hope you can able to understand, right? Get the data, put into Hadoop, and put the results. Process it using Hive, Spark, or Pig, or MapReduce. Put the data put the data in some other table. So maybe the data can be from real-time streaming. The data can be a full raw flat files. That can be SQL data. That can be Teradata. Do the process using Hive, Pig, Spark, or MapReduce. Only 4 options in Hadoop. Okay. And then put the results into another, that can be SQL in another table, that can be NoSQL database like HBase, Cassandra, or Kafka. Making sense, all of you? Clear? Yeah. But tell me one thing.
I just have one question. In the under the put column, you put Kafka, but won't you can put data into live streaming also in a messaging
Yes,
system?
possible, definitely possible. And you know Spark, right? That made life very simple. To be frank.
Sir,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Prasanna.
One doubt is that Hadoop is different, HDFS is different.
Hadoop is a framework. HDFS is nothing but Hadoop distributed file system.
Okay.
Putting into Hadoop is nothing but HDFS.
Okay.
HDFS refers to Hadoop. Yeah. So data is getting into one file, getting processed with 4-node cluster and putting into Hive. This is a very sample architecture. Getting what I'm saying, all of you? Guys, am I making it simple?
Yes.
But can you not tell me, is it possible for directly put the data into my Hadoop? If it is raw data, leave about SQL. I'm telling you very raw data. You have it in a file in your system. Is it possible for me to move into Hadoop directly? Say for example, you're sitting on room. You are same. You have 5-node cluster right side in your other room. You have a file in your hand. Is it possible to directly push it to HDFS? Hadoop?
I hope so. We need some new nodes, right?
Sorry.
I hope so. We need some nodes like before you told
Edge
us
node, right?
that edge node.
Edge node. We need an edge node. So what I gonna do right now is, guys, what I gonna do right now? Please hold on. Please don't check on what are the commands I'm executing. Just concentrating. Okay, data reached. Okay, data is reached. Later on, I'll explain about the commands. What I gonna execute right now is, I have a data in my Windows. Okay, I have my edge node. I have my Hadoop file system running. Leave over the number of nodes for now. Okay, what I'm gonna do right now is, I'm telling you again, leave over the commands. Okay, I have one of the files here. Say for example, I have devices.json. One file is there. That means one raw data, very sample data. Okay. Using WinSCP, I move the data to an edge node. Making sense, all of you? I'll create another directory here. This is WinSCP. Guys, I know that I'm covering a bit higher, like hard to understand a single day, but get to know these things. That would be well and good. At least something better. Okay. Through WinSCP, I am having devices.json as a file. Through WinSCP, I am having a directory. I need this devices.json to sit in this directory in my edge node. From there, I want to create a directory in HDFS. From here, I need to move this file to my HDFS. Copy. You got what I'm saying? This is the operation we're going to do. Am I making you clear? Please let me know if you don't understand.
Yeah, can you explain one more time? Sorry.
What we're going to do is, you have devices.json in your Windows file system. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Open WinSCP in your Windows file system and connect to this edge node.
Okay.
And move this file.
Okay.
And move this file to the particular directory. Okay. And then from this edge node, create another directory in HDFS and move that devices.json to HDFS.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear, all of you so far?
Will it move automatically from edge node to?
No, I have to give a command that I'll be showing you. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do? Step-by-step process. Very step-by-step process. Need of high of your concentration and interaction. I'm going step by step. Just have a look. Step one. Check whether you have file in Windows. First step. Step two. Open WinSCP and open WinSCP to connect to edge node. Okay. Hope 2 steps are clear, all of you.
Yes.
Step 2, open WinSCP to connect to edge node. Step 3. Okay. Step 3. Open PuTTY because you can't connect WinSCP. Open putty. Okay. Create a directory. Create a directory and check whether you can see that from WinSCP. You're connected to the same cluster using WinSCP and putty. Okay. Open putty, create a directory, and check whether you can see that from WinSCP. Step 4. Copy devices JSON from Windows to the directory in HDFS. Sorry, Edge node. Making sense? All of you?
Yes.
Guys, please stop me anytime. No issues. In case of any doubts, okay?
One thing, just I want to ask.
Yes, Suresh.
Is it a WinSCP, right?
Yeah, WinSCP. Yeah.
Yeah, WinSCP and putty, are they both are equal or both are same or different?
Both are same, but putty is a black screen. Okay. WinSCP is a UI. Simple. But you can't do everything in WinSCP. Just so you know, you match most probably to move a file, you use WinSCP. All transformations you do in putty.
Okay.
We connect to the same IP address. What we need to connect, we need IP address, we need username, password, right?
Yes.
We give the same user ID, password, and IP with the same. No change. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, one more question.
Yes, Alva.
If now we will do only the step for that local file system, we have JSON file. That file will going to move that edge node. That step we will do, correct?
Edge node.
That's only we'll use.
Yeah, that's it. For we use WinSCP. Simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So open WinSCP to connect to edge node. Open putty to create a directory and check whether you can see that in WinSCP. Okay. Copy devices.json from Windows to the directory in edge node. Okay. Step 4. Check in putty whether that file reached. Just everything is the same. It will reach, but you are doing it in UI. Everything you can see it. Okay. Step 6. This is the most important factor. This is most important. 6 and 7. Very important. Okay. Create a directory in HDFS. We didn't came yet so far till that. Now we go going inside a bit deeper. Move that file present in edge node to the directory in HDFS. Clear? Shall we start this?
Yes.
Any doubts with this?
Sai, one more thing. In the real time, right? The edge node is part of the HDFS system. So the Hadoop is installed in edge node.
We can make, but not recommendable.
Not recommendable. Okay.
Recommendable, because if anything happens to edge node, data will be lost, right? So yeah, it's a huge. But moreover, tomorrow we're gonna see architecture design of HDFS. This one, you'll understand a lot of knowledge, because I can't give everything, because HDFS itself I'll teach for about 8 hours. So I can't give 8 or 10 hours, but I can't give everything. But I'll try to give at least in half an hour. I'll cover in very high level. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone clear with the steps? Please stop me anytime.
Yeah, I have one simple question here.
Yeah, Hari.
So whatever files we are moving to the Hadoop, first we move to edge node, correct?
It's a good question. As from the start, I have been telling you raw data. The raw data is in a file. Got right? If it is if you have a file in my hand, I have to move it to edge node and move it. Now let me put it this way. You have RDBMS data. You got? Okay. I can move directly an RDBMS data which is in some other server. I can directly move it to HDFS. That we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, that is by scoop, correct?
Exactly. True.
So yeah, here consider HDFS having a 5 node, this one cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Edge node is having a 1 TB, that is 1 node, correct?
Yeah.
So while moving, consider we are moving 2 TB of data, but edge node has only 1 TB, correct? So how can we move the...
That you can't. We're just saving 2 TB of data into 1 TB of laptop. It's not possible, right?
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah, but in sense there will be architects, there will be designing people. They'll estimate, okay, this much data is needed. They'll cope up. As a developers, that's not our work. As a developers, we'll take the data and process it. It's completely in their hands. They have to design accordingly.
So okay, so edge node must have maximum, correct? So they have at least
Not exactly maximum.
Like-
If I am handling more on raw data, depends on project again. How my source can be raw data of files. My source can be SQL data. My source can be streaming data also. You got what I'm saying?
yeah.
Depends on it. The design will happen. Cluster creation will happen. You know something? My telecom giant is having 625 node Hadoop nodes. 625 Hadoop nodes. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine the data? They have 9 edge nodes. Each edge node's hard disk capacity is itself around 80 TB.
Okay.
So they estimated it. They estimated how much data. We are well know about the telecom giant. They are very big, so the data is so huge for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, sure. So everyone is clear with this. I think till here, you know, this you'll execute. Clear?
The third step, Gopi here, the creation of a directory, we can do it in WinSCP also, right?
We can. Creation of directory, you can do it through WinSCP also, but I'm doing both the case. Only thing, the difference is through WinSCP, it is easy for us to move data from Windows. You can't connect to Hadoop. Through PuTTY, you can connect to Hadoop, but moving a file will be, you have to go with commands again. WinSCP makes it easier. That's it.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So
that's why on the step 7, right? If you are not installing the HDFS Hadoop in the edge node, how can edge node connect with the Hadoop HDFS file system?
a very big story. I have to start around HDFS site.xml explanation. Just imagine for now that edge node is coupled with Hadoop cluster. Okay, Ramesh?
Yes. Right. Yeah.
So shall we do the first one? WinSCP to connect to edge node. I'm just removing everything. Guys, I'm removing everything. We are in the last stage. After completing this, we can leave the session. Tomorrow we'll complete continue the hands-on. Tomorrow is the most important. Okay. So check whether you have the file in Windows. Check it. I have one file in Windows. Should be having this Spark data. Okay. So I'm having devices.json. I need this JSON, which is in my Windows, to move into my cluster. So first step, I have devices.json verified. Open WinSCP. Give IP address. Going inside. This is done. Agreed? Open edge node. Awesome. This is also done. Okay. And here I can create a new directory. You can say new directory here, but I don't want to do it. Let me open PuTTY. Okay. Just to handle both of them. e.cloudxlab.com. Connecting to edge node through PuTTY. This is actually a 3-node cluster. Anyway, so here, this PWD, home achieves IX637, home achieves IX637, both are same. Let me create a directory. mkdir workshop 21. I'm creating a name in the name of workshop 21 in this directory. Okay, let's check. If I just list this, I can check whether the directory got created. Yes, a directory got created here. Check it here. Yes, directory got created, right? Inside this, I don't have anything. Right? Go inside this directory and check cd workshop 21 pwd. I'm inside workshop now. Home achieve Sai 8637 workshop 21. Home achieve Sai 8637 workshop 21. ls, I don't have anything. Listing, if I give listing, I don't have anything. Here, go to that particular path where my devices.json is sitting. Here I have devices.json, right? So if I just move this devices.json here, moved here. So let me check ls. Can you see the devices.json now, guys? Can everyone understand this now?
Yeah.
Guys, please confirm.
Yes.
I'm unable to shout. Please confirm.
Yes.
Right? So far we didn't start yet. So till this part it is clear, right? Yeah, I have devices.json. I connected to Windows. I created directory here and put the devices.json. All set?
Yeah.
Now create a Hadoop directory. Okay, again Hadoop. Here I want to create a directory, even though it is one node, but you have to consider this as a single file system. Okay, you don't worry about it. First, I want to create a directory in HDFS. Can anyone tell me? Some time ago, I created a directory in Linux. What is the command?
mkdir.
So, if I want to create any directory here, I want to specify mkdir. If I want to create any directory here, I mean to say, I want to create any directory here. I have one other Hadoop command, Hadoop fs-mkdir. Don't worry, even though you understand, don't worry. To list here, what is the command? To list the ls. To list a specific directory, Hadoop fs-ls. Clear?
For every command we need to add Hadoop
fs
right?
hyphen.
Okay.
To read a file, we use cat in EdgeNode. To read anything in Hadoop fs-cat. Clear, all of you?
Yes.
Right? So you can use like this. So what I want to do is, what is my home path here? We call this as home path, achieve Sai 8637. Okay, in EdgeNode. Because once I logged in, I'll be in my home path. Have you ever checked? I'll be in this path once I log in. Yes or no? Right?
Yes.
Similarly in Hadoop, you have a home path which is, instead of home, it will be user. That's it. This is my home path. But I want to give a full path. I'll show you right now. So what I want to do is, I want to create a directory in the name of, tell me any name, dir Hadoop, for example. I want to create this Hadoop directory in the name of dir Hadoop. User. So how to create a directory is, I'm going from EdgeNode. I'm in EdgeNode. From EdgeNode, I have to send all the command. Because EdgeNode is coupled there. Whatever I need to do, I have to do through EdgeNode. If I give Hadoop mkdir directory, it gets created in EdgeNode. But if I specify Hadoop fs mkdir, it creates in Hadoop file system. Making sense, all of you?
Can we create directly through the EdgeNode?
Yeah, from EdgeNode itself I'm creating. I can't go terminal here. Everything is EdgeNode. I told you, right? Creating a directory is EdgeNode. Moving a file is EdgeNode. Getting a file is EdgeNode. Simple. If I start with Hadoop fs-mkdir, the changes happens here. If I just start with mkdir, changes happens here.
Sorry, actually, I'm a bit of confusion.
No issues.
Can you go through?
Leave it. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
mkdir, dir name. Can you tell me where this dir name gets created in these two boxes?
EdgeNode.
here. Agreed?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
If I, instead of it, from edge node itself, Hadoop fs-mkdir, I have to give the absolute path, full path I have to give. Okay.
Okay.
If I give dir name, can you tell me where it gets created?
In Hadoop. HDFS.
Right? Can you
Yes.
understand this now?
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes,
Bala?
sir.
So then what the used to create MakeDR in edge node. So no need use, right? We can
No. So if our outer system is giving a file, so my Windows now Windows want to put the data in cluster. First, I need to place it in Hadoop, right? So in edge node, right? That's why I created and move it here. Now my file is here. From here, I need to deliver here. Here I already got the data. Now this data have to go here.
So because of that, you are creating some directory in HDFS, right? Yes.
Exactly. I just created I have to create a directory name. You don't worry about the command, guys. For now, don't worry about the command.
To moving your file, you are creating a directory in each and every place, right?
Exactly. It's not needed, but I'm just telling you. Edge node, I create a directory and move it here. Hadoop, I'm creating one directory. I'll move it here. Simple.
Aditya, first you move the file to edge node. From that you are copying to HDFS. Right? Directly you are giving the command Hadoop. Then how you are telling to which cluster that file needs to be copied? That
Not
one where
cluster.
we need to
My edge node is connected to only one cluster, right?
Oh, it means okay. So then when you give the HDFS, it will move to that particular cluster only, right?
Exactly. Only one edge node. Only one cluster for edge node. Edge node can't have many clusters. I have edge. I have edge
At any
cluster.
time, one edge node can be connected to one cluster only, right?
That's it.
At any time.
That's
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Paka.
But that cluster is having different nodes, right? Which node you are trying to say?
Here?
Yes, in which node you are trying to say?
That's what I removed all the small boxes. Even though that is 4 boxes, 4 nodes, it will not specifically put into one node. That has to consider as a single file system. That gets distributed in between. That gets distributed at the back end. Okay, that HDFS will take it automatically. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, guys.
But then how will we get to know to which node file has moved to?
No. If my file is 10 MB, my file is 100 MB, that will move to only that will have only one block. It's a different story. We can't move it to specifically to one node. Just consider it single file system. That's it. Even though I have 10 node inside it, 20 node inside it, no issues. Getting it right? Just consider for now, even though 4 node is there, it is considered as a single file system. If I'm moving a data inside it, that gets chunked automatically. That is distributed automatically.
So now, yeah. So Sai, we are now using only one one Hadoop system, right?
No. I'm telling you, even though you have 4 nodes, it is considered as one file system. See.
Okay. And also, can I see the Hadoop system by using the WinSCP?
No. That's not the biggest issue.
Just like the
that's why I think Suresh asked me, what is a drawback? You can't see Hadoop file system through WinSCP.
So every time we need to connect Hadoop-FF, and then we need to give the command to connect with that Hadoop file system, right?
Exactly. Hadoop FS hyphen.
Okay.
It's a very big story again. The data chunks happens in a different story. But as of now, consider.
That's why I'm a little bit confused about that multiple nodes. Just like previously, you are showing there are 4 nodes in the one HDFS. Okay.
You remember I have showed one of the slides here.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. I just showed you. That is have Instanode cluster. But what is my HDFS size? 5 TB.
It is a 5.
One. It's just like one file system has 5 TB. Even though I have different, that's different. It will take care of it. Once I push the data, it will distribute it. That happens in a different mechanism. That mechanism is different. We're going to discuss it tomorrow. How the distribution happens, everything.
Okay.
Sai, here I have one doubt. See, supposing I'm running my Hadoop in Cloudera VM in a standalone mode. Okay. In that, will the edge node, the master node, and the name node be on the same machine?
If you have VM, and you're running in the system, your edge node, your name node, your data node, your resource manager, your node manager, and all the daemons, okay? Secondary name node. All these daemons is your one node.
Right. So in that case, if I'm trying to push in my data from my to WinSP into HDFS, then will the concept of edge node still come there? Because
That's what I told. Actually, there is HDFS-site.xml where I'll mention a path. I can mention it, but I'm just worrying that people get confused right now.
Okay.
Directories is nothing but that data will save in. If I'm going at with saving the data in the same edge node where that acts as a data node, in that particular node in HDFS-site.xml there is a path specified. In that path, the block data will go and sit. That you can see it in edge node.
Okay.
Okay, that path will be specified in HDFS-site.xml. But for now, we just eliminate that because the conflict will happen with the explanation right now, because people get confused and somehow in real time it will not be like that. One node is not used there.
Right, because if you are doing it while practicing, you normally are written standalone mode.
One node, but somehow we're not bothering about the number of nodes as a developer, because we just develop the scripts as a developer. But as a precise, what I'm saying is, it is possible, but we need to refer to the HDFS site XML configuration. Admin people will take care of it. But as a one node cluster, it will be saving the edge node itself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so guys, last two steps, we'll complete and leave the session. Okay. So I just got this data here. Please mute yourself. Guys, please check your surroundings. I can't concentrate on muting you. So I have devices.json in my local node. Now I need to move to it. Now, in which directory I'm in? I just moved into, what is the directory I just moved? Workshop 21. In this workshop 21, I have that file. We are in the last step. Okay. Next step, this is done. Shall I consider this is done? Can anyone confirm? This is done. This is done. Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
This is done.
Yes.
Yes. Now create a directory in HDFS. How to create a directory in HDFS? Hadoop fs-mkdir user achieve site A637 dir name. Let's say, for example, or workshop HDFS workshop 21. I'm creating a directory in the name of HDFS workshop dir 21. Simple. Leave over the command. Don't worry about the command, because you may remember, okay, I need to understand this command. Leave about it. Just consider, okay, I'm creating an HDFS. Just consider that. Frankly telling you, you guys are really awesome. At least you're getting the point. Right? In a single day. It's really awesome. So just consider, leave over the command. Just consider this, I'm creating a directory. That's it. That's it. I create a directory. Yes. Okay. I created the directory. This directory is created. This particular box is created. Now I need to move the data, this devices.json into this folder. Just have a look. Just have a look. To check what is ls actually, guys. What is ls? What is ls command?
To list the files in the folder.
To list it. Yes or no?
Yes.
To check whether directory got created in edge node, what you have done? You just list it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, before I move the file, I'll just list this command ls hadoop fs-ls. I'll just list this particular directory whether I have any file here. That means I'm just checking in this directory whether I have any file in Hadoop. Okay, that's fine. Hadoop fs-ls user achieves A637 HDFS _workshop 21. Just a minute. I don't have anything, right? Now, I don't have anything, or else it will show. So now I'm moving this file from here to here. There is a command again. Don't worry about the command. I'm telling you. Don't worry about the command.
So first we need to create that directory and then we need to move, right?
Depends. Whatever the path I want to move accordingly. I'm just creating a directory and moving it. That's it. Okay. That's it. I'm just giving Hadoop fs-put command. This is the source. This is the destination. Leave out the command I'm telling you again. Just imagine the data is just moving. That's it. Yeah, data has been moved. That means this operation is completed. Check whether that operation got completed. How to check whether this particular directory got the data? Hadoop ls user Archivesci 8637 SDFS workshop 21. I'm just listing it, right? I'm just listing this Hadoop directory. Can you see a file here? Guys, making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So what we have done today, we came across what is Edge node, what is SDFS node, what is SDFS, what is Windows. We are moving a data and putting the data into Hadoop. Ultimately, this is what we have achieved today. Guys, you understood today anything? Bit of
Understand. Understanding.
Hope no vengeance on me. Guys, no vengeance. Okay. So tomorrow, what is agenda tomorrow is? Guys, please mute. Sorry, I'm hearing some sounds. Sandhya. Yeah. Bharat. Yeah. So what is agenda tomorrow is? Tomorrow, same. See, if I can able to teach this put command for a long time. But I just want you to understand, okay, data is moving to edge node. From edge node, it is going to sit into Hadoop. Okay, this is how it works. Now you came to know what is an edge node, what is HDFS nodes, what is WinSCP, what is putty. You got to know, right? Then data goes into here. We need to process this data. That's the next step.
So, Sai, for learning these things, we need Java.
Not at all. I'm not from Java background. I'm not from Java. Okay, but you will get to used to that Scala. Spark. Once you got to Spark, you'll get used to Scala. It's quite interesting, actually. Yeah.
So which technology we need to learn for completely understanding this concept?
Big data.
Big data. Yeah. So which is just like Scala or?
See, I'll tell you. Depends on requirement again for me. I'll tell you. As far as requirement is concerned, how the big data world is migrating. The people who are with data engineering, they should know bit of Scala or Java, but not Java actually. Scala. Data engineers. If you're going with data science, they should know Python or R.
Okay, so Scala, just like Scala is just like requirement thing we need to learn, right?
Exactly. In sense, no, that is actually it is needed, but it's not tough. The Scala code which we use for big data is very minimal because Spark will take care of everything. Spark has its own inbuilt APIs. You may not understand what I'm saying, but just consider this. As far as Spark is there, our coding can be reduced as much as you want. Almost 90 to 93% coding will be reduced using Spark.
Okay.
Remaining 5 or 7% may be needed during your custom things. That will approach. Yeah.
So Scala and Spark both are mandatory. Just like we need to learn in deep, right? Scala and Spark.
Definitely. Leave about Scala. Spark is something. Now any of the resumes, if you are tying aspiration center into big data, they're putting Spark as mandatory. actually, because even world is not. Well, see, I just explained one of the examples to the morning batch today. Say, for example, you're booking a Uber cab. If you book a cab and you know how the world is happening, just imagine we are in a streaming world. If you're booking Uber cab, if the cab comes after 1 hour, will you accept?
No.
No. If you're sending a WhatsApp message and it reaching after 2 hours, will you accept?
No.
No. We are in the streaming world. So you should be very cautious about streaming. So even Spark has all the functionality. So Spark is trending.
Okay.
Uber is using Kafka Spark streaming.
Oh.
So guys, tomorrow agenda is to look onto this scope. Venkat will discuss, Venkat.
Yeah.
Discuss. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually.
Firstly, I'll just show my content. Later on, clarify your doors. Will that be fine? I'll just show what is the content. Yeah.
We can get the data from copy from local to command site instead of using the.
It's just a different version mismatch. Like in different versions, it came. So it depends on your what to say. Like from copy from local and put is the same. Copy from local and get is the same.
That means it comes from the Windows. Data will pick the data from the Windows or.
No. Everything from Edge node. Nothing from your end. Yeah. Okay. So guys, this is a course content which you usually offer. End-to-end big data. Like we start with very basic. Even this, we start with what is software. I'll not directly jump into what is big data now. So I'll be starting what is software, what is data, and then we'll jump into big data. And then you'll see very deeper knowledge of HDFS, Linux commands, SDFS commands, MapReduce, YARN architecture, Scoop tool, Hive tool. So the entire course is divided into 3 phases. First phase is basic. Till Hive you will see basic. Then HBase starts. Spark starts. Spark SQL. Everything will start in the form. So this is entirely a 90 to 100 hours of session. Okay. So if anyone is, and also we'll be providing entire course with different in deeper of going knowledge into Hadoop, Scala, everything will be seeing it. And you're also going to see 5 projects, 5 very real-time projects. This is the first one, which will experience is a retail just with a basic project, very basic. And you'll see semi-structured data processing in Hive. Everything is hands-on, no theory part. Theory is just 15 to 20%. Everything is hands-on. So this is a kind of a second project which I provide. Third one is going to be the banking project, which includes Spark with Hive and Hive Handler. Fifth one is going to be unstructured data processing using Spark Streaming, which includes Kafka, NiFi, which are very advanced concepts, Cassandra. And this is going to be a 5th project with Spark structured streaming with dashboard display. So the course is so huge, which is 90 to 100 hours. Course cost is very minimal. I'm not sure how much of you are thinking. Course content is entirely 17,000, 17. And materials will be provided. And all the recordings will be, all the sessions will be recorded. You'll have access for all the recordings, but recordings are highly confidential because we'll have some penalty if it is shared according to the terms. But you have access to all the recordings through a lifetime. And course content is 17,000 course fee, but we do open 5 enrollments. We do usually have 14 enrollments is already done, but 5 discount enrollments got opened. 5 discount enrollments in the sense you can able to avail the course for 14,000 itself. For first 5 enrollments from the workshop. 5 enrollments, you can avail the entire course for 14,000. For the remaining, if you're coming out of that 5 enrollments, you'll be experiencing it 17,000. The same course, the same batch, the same course. Batch starting next week. So let me know if anyone interested. Guys, okay.
And what is the duration?
Going to be online training?
Completely online. Recordings will be provided. Duration will be 90 to 100 hours. It will be 3 months to 3 months almost. 3 months plus 3 plus. Yeah. 3 to 4 months.
Is it weekend batch?
Completely weekend. The upcoming batch will start on Saturday, Sunday, 2 to 5.
Okay.
2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah. Both the days.
Tomorrow are you going to write something about streaming?
I'm just planning because I can't go in deeper of Spark streaming like how I have gone during the streaming workshop. But I'll show you how the streaming job is happening through using NiFi and Kafka, because NiFi and Kafka is something very demand and also high advanced technologies. Because entire you're gonna see even I think someone of you who attended my streaming workshop also, right? Anyone here?
Yeah,
No one?
I attended.
Yeah, Sudhindra. Yeah. Hope you understood that day better, right?
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah. So that much advanced it will be than you imagine. Okay, guys. Please, if you want to avoid something, you can fall in this
Hello.
file. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
Sai, do you have, Sai, do you have any course package for Spark plus Python?
Yes, that actually started today only for Spark, which includes Spark, Spark SQL streaming, structured streaming, Scala, Cassandra, PySpark, and Azure, and HBase also.
Okay.
With Phoenix.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Sai. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Can we get this, recording of this entire session?
Workshop I'll provide, no issues. Since you are, I can have a record of how many people connected. Only to this the recordings will be provided. Those who connected.
Okay.
Aditya,
What about Phoenix? Phoenix.
Aditya, can you tell me one thing? Hello.
Just a minute. Somebody asked about Phoenix.
Yeah, Aditya. Okay.
Someone asked about Phoenix.
Yeah. What about that, Aditya?
What is Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
It's an SQL layer on top of HBase.
Okay.
HBase is a NoSQL DB because you will be experiencing two NoSQL DBs. See, completely all the trending technology applications are using. They're using NoSQL DBs. Netflix is using Cassandra, right? Lucid is using Elastic. So here, many NoSQL DBs are coming to the market. So I introduced two NoSQLs. Phoenix is just an SQL layer on HBase. It will just fetch the data in the form of SQL format, which is sitting in HBase.
Okay.
Yeah. So because you'll be having HBase. Yeah.
Aditya, if someone wants to connect you, how are you going to connect you?
No, I'll provide my number. This is my number. So at admin, you can able to see the admin also. So in the admin WhatsApp also you can find it. Please note this down. This is my number.
Yeah.
7395-899-448.
Okay. Thank.
So in the WhatsApp group I'm available. So guys, if you want to join the 5 enrollments to get the discount enrollments, we're just opening 5 for the workshop candidates because remaining people who already attending this workshop, already 15 enrollments are already done. Only 5 we are opening for the workshop, guys. So if you want to enroll it, you can able to call me immediately. Like first in, first out 5 enrollments. After 5 enrollments are filled off, you'll have to avail it for 17. Okay. Sorry, Pundari?
Out of 5, mine is done now.
Actually 6 opened. You availed open one yesterday actually. I told you, right? 6 opened. You can able to use of 1 enrollment is given to you yesterday.
Okay.
Out of 5 left, yeah. Sure, thank you guys. Let me know. And tomorrow at the same time, I'll post the details in the workshop group. We'll connect again. Okay? Fine? Tomorrow is the most important, guys. And tomorrow is completely hands-on. Most important than today. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Aditya.
Sure then. My pleasure, guys. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Signing off, guys.
Hello, Aditya.
Yeah.
Can I get a video of today recording?
Can you just ping me separately? You don't mind?
Okay.
Sure. In WhatsApp. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Thank you. Bye. See you.
ఎప్పుడు వచ్చారా ఇంతకు ముందు వచ్చారు ఇక్కడ హైదరాబాద్ లో ఉన్నారు